This one, big old game here. I am excited for this one. Hey guys, how you going? So down Breakout Sport. We are live as Mexico will be taking on England in a FIFA World Cup round of 16 match to see who gets to the quarterfinals to take on Norway. Cannot believe it. Obviously, Erling Haaland still owns Gabriel, and he always will. Norway took down Brazil this morning 2-1, which is just absolutely crazy there. Norway are the surprise package of the tournament right now. They have been absolutely flying, and Erling Haaland bagged a double in that game. Cape Verde were obviously, a surprise packet, but Norway have been playing some fantastic football, and whoever wins here, it's not going to be easy for them because they are playing some great football that just knocked out a massive nation in Brazil over on that other side. They are gone. They are eliminated. So now, whoever wins between Mexico and England, they are through to play Norway, and whoever loses is Gonski back on the flight. Well, Mexico, they're at least here in Mexico City, so there's no flight that's needed for them, but England obviously will have to go all the way back home. And they're probably not going to get the same treatment as the Uruguayan team, who were booked in for business class, and then because they didn't win a game at this World Cup and got knocked out in the group stages, they were sent home on economy. True story, by the way. True story. They were sent home on economy because they had a really underwhelming World Cup tournament. But guys, let's get into the two-team lines here for this game here today. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new around here, and let's get it. So, Mexico play host here at Mexico City Stadium. That is the Estadio Azteca, with England coming across. Now we've got Mexico 4-1-2-3. Raul Rangel is the goalkeeper, with the backline being Jorge Sanchez, Cesar Montes, who's the captain, Johan Vasquez, and Jesus Gallardo. You go to the midfield of Eric Lira and Luis Romo, Gilberto Mora. The attack is Raul Jimenez, Julian Quinones, who's been incredible in this World Cup, and Roberto Alvarado. Then you go to the substitutions: Carlos Acevedo, Guillermo Ochoa, Mr. World Cup, Edson Alvarez, Israel Reyes, Mateo Chavez, Alvaro Fidalgo, Obeyen Pineda, Obed Vargas, Luis Chavez, Brian Gutierrez, Alexis Vega, Santiago Jimenez, Armando Gonzalez, Cesar Huerta, and Guillermo Martinez, with the coach and manager being Javier Agui Onaindia. This is a strong Mexican team. They have not given up a single goal at this World Cup so far. Everyone's going to be thinking, come on, England. They're going to be thinking, surely England win this game. I promise you, the Mexicans are very much good enough to be winning this matchup here, and they're going to be a really
spicy team because they can attack and they can defend. They are really strong. 2-0 against Ecuador, knocking Ecuador out, and also Ecuador got a red card very late on in that game. But 2-0 for Mexico. They beat Czechia 3-0 in the group stages, 1-0 over South Korea, and also 2-0 over South Africa, with Mexico having a red card in that game, same as South Africa. But they have not conceded a goal so far. And they've scored 3, 5, 6, 8 goals so far. So 8 goals, none conceded. And when you go back to their friendlies beforehand and in regards to the qualifiers and whatnot, they were a very good team too. They didn't give up many goals as well. Mexico 2-0 over Ghana, 1-0 over Australia, 1-1 with Belgium, 0-0 with Portugal, 4-0 over Iceland. They beat Bolivia 1-0. Panama 1-0, did lose to Paraguay 2-1, but had a 0-0 draw with Uruguay, 1-1 with Ecuador, randomly lost 4-0 to Colombia. That's a random one. That was back in October of last year, where they lost 4-0 to Colombia. That is kind of out of the blue, and also gave up 2 goals against South Korea. Really rough stage. September last year, it was weird for them because, 2-2 with South Korea, and then a 4-0 loss to Colombia. That was just out of the blue, because outside of that, in the Gold Cup final, the CONCACAF Gold Cup final, they did beat USA 2-1, who is still in this tournament. They play, I believe, tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. They had a 0-0 draw with Japan when they had their strongest lineup out there. And then, you go across all these games, and they've got a really good record here. Just a fantastic record of just not really giving up too many goals at all. So, look, Mexico are not going to be an easy team for England to come in here. And when you look at this World Cup in terms of form, Julian Quinones has been just fantastic to watch. Alvarado has been great. Raul Jimenez has been just in pure form, obviously scoring a goal in the last game. and has scored a couple of goals in this tournament. We all know, and the English definitely know, how good Raul Jimenez can be. Gilberto Mora has been really, really good. Their back line has just been outstanding. Cesar Montes, I do think he was the one who got the red card, actually, in that game against South Africa. But outside of that, Raul Arangel has been fantastic in goals. He was unreal against Ecuador. Not that he had to do too much, but when he was forced to do something, he really came to play. He did that throughout the entirety of the tournament. And like I said, this Mexico team is going to be spicy. So don't just immediately assume that England are going to win it, because I think this is a real 50-50 shout here. When you go back across 80 years of football here at the Estadio Azteca, Mexico just don't lose. They've lost 2 times in about 80 years. Twice in this stadium in about 80 years. Now, look, the competition hasn't been to the same equivalent level necessarily of England, but also England haven't been great. England are not looking outstanding so far. You know, they just got past the Congo in the last matchup. Now, the Congo are a very defensive-minded team and led 1-0 for 83-odd minutes in that game before Harry Kane decided to turn up and then score a couple of goals to win England the tie and get them through into the round of 16. But it was a scare, and I'm telling you, this could easily be a scare here today. So let's get into this England team. They've got a 4-2-3-1. Goalkeeper Jordan Pickford, with the backline being Ezri Konsa, Nico O'Reilly, Mark Guehi, and Jarrell Kwanzaa. You go to the midfield of Declan Rice, Elliot Anderson, and Jude Bellingham, with the attack being Bukayo Saka, Harry Kane, who is the captain, and Anthony Gordon. Substitutions of Dean Henderson, James Trafford, Johnny Stones. Oh, Johnny Stones! Johnny Stones, Trevor Chalobah, Dan Byrne, Reece James, Jed Spence, Jordan Henderson, Kobe Mainoo, Morgan Rogers, Eberici Eze, Marcus Rashford, Ollie Watkins, Noni Madueke, and Ivan Toney, with the manager and coach being Thomas Tuchel. Big changes here from Tuchel, because they're now going with Anthony Gordon and Bukayo Saka starting rather than Noni Madueke and I think it was Marcus Rashford who maybe started in the previous game. But Noni Madueke has started in every single game so far. So it's great to see Bukayo Saka in, because I was calling for that in the previous game against the Congolese. I was thinking that you were going to be seeing Bukayo Saka, but he didn't come on until much later. And I do think that he was much better than Noni Madueke. Overall, this is a good England lineup. I don't believe they can win the whole World Cup. I don't, but can't prove me wrong here today. You know, I'd love to see it. It'd be awesome to see the vibes of England going all the way through the World Cup final and getting the job done. But, you know, this England team has a lot to prove still. And when you're at the round of 16, you don't want to have to prove a lot still. You just want to be already in your momentum. You want to be in slapping through teams. And now we're getting to the big-time teams. You know, you got Mexico, then you got Norway, and then you know, I know it's a lot less of a weighty name, Norway, than Brazil, but Norway just beat Brazil, right? So this is when we're starting to get to the real spicy part of the tournament, and there has been a few worries here for England throughout. Yes, they beat the Congo 2-1, but again, they were down 1-0 in that game until the 75th minute when Harry Kane scored, and then he scored again in the 86th minute. Now, they did win that game, simply said. They got the job done. But it was a major concern. And go back to the game against Panama. It was 2-0. It was scrappy 2-0. They got the job done. Ghana obviously was 0-0, which England would have liked to at least be scoring a goal there. And in the Croatia game, there's positives and negatives there. Like, they still conceded 2 goals to Croatia, but did score 4 themselves. Croatia had a very controversial loss to Portugal the other day. To set up a Portugal versus Spain quarterfinal, which is that's not Portugal versus Spain. Yes, Portugal had lost in the round of 32 in a very controversial one. Set up a round of 16 Portugal versus Spain, which is actually later on tonight for me. But yeah, look, England. I came into this tournament expecting that they would be a very good defensive team, and attacking wise would be a little bit how you're going. I don't really know how to explain what this English team has actually been so far, because they won an amazing attacking team in the Congo game or the Panama game, but they did get 2 goals there. Definitely won an amazing attacking team in the Ghana game, and then did score 4 goals in the Croatia game. The Croatia game was completely opposite to what I was expecting. Get up 2 goals and also scored 4, which is the opposite of what I was thinking pre-tournament. But you know, those 3 games there, they weren't great in the attack, but their defense was very good. You know, they gave up no goals to Ghana, they gave up no goals to Panama, and there was only the 1 goal there to the Congo, but the Congo don't typically score, so that was a little bit of a disappointment for them for sure. So I just don't know who to predict in this game. You know, it's a really, really difficult one. On name alone, on weighty weighty name. Obviously, taking England, who are 4th on the FIFA rankings. Mexico are in 10th, but like they're at home here. This is a home round of 16 knockout matchup. They don't typically lose here. You wouldn't expect England, of all nations, to be getting knocked out in a round of 16. I just don't know who to predict. I feel like it's honestly a toss of a coin here. Like there is a world that England could get onto the front foot early and win this game. There is a world they could win it 2-3-1 kind of deal. I'm not going to back that in. I think Mexico's defense is far better than that. But the atmosphere here at the Estadio Azteca is just going to be through the damn well roof. There has been a storm delay for the last hour. We were meant to start up about 55 minutes ago. Now it's starting in 5 minutes' time because we've had a storm delay and a thunderstorm delay, which is what happened in the previous game against Ecuador. So that's why I'm surprised they didn't actually move that game earlier, because that's what we were expecting to see. But let's see if that has any impact on this game. It would have been a long night for the English because the Mexicans did find out which hotel they were staying at. So there was noise all night, fireworks going off. There was sirens and honking horns and dancing and partying and all that right outside their hotel rooms. So obviously they would have had the earplugs in and the music going and whatnot. But gee whiz, it would have been a long one there, because when they're just not enough to sleep, maybe they'll hear a car horn or they'll hear a firework go off and you'll just be like, what the hell's going on here? But that is what happens in football, and English fans can't complain about it because English fans do the same thing, especially when it comes to Premier League. I've seen it before with Liverpool and Manchester City, and I've seen it before with all different kinds of teams and whatnot. If the World Cup, I wonder actually what happened with Italy. Did it happen with Italy when they were in the Euros final in England? I can't remember. But this is part of football. You cannot like it, but at the end of the day, it is what happens all across the world, man. So look, prediction wise, who am I going to go here? I think we definitely should be looking at an extra time. We should be definitely looking at an extra time here. I wouldn't mind a little bit of a 1-1. I don't even mind a little bit of a 2-2. I do think that we should be going to extra time. Penalties, you don't want to go there. It's a nightmare. You just don't want to do it. Trust me. I speak from experience as an Australian. You do not want to go to penalties. It is a complete 50-50, crapshoot. And, as long as you don't have your defenders making all your penalties, you should be okay. But I'm going to go ballsy here, and I'm going to say Mexico go through. But it's completely 50-50 for mine. That's just kind of to throw out a name. I think this is as 50-50 as it gets, and on name, England should win based off of atmosphere and home stadium and form. I think Mexico should win. But also, again, you can't underrate the English, right? Especially in a round of 16 clash here. And that would be a crazy setup as well for Erling Haaland, the best striker in the Premier League, one of the best players in the Premier League, going up against the English in that quarterfinal if they can get through. So we'll see how it goes. Obviously, guys, hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new around here. And let's hopefully get a massive, massive game here to get us through to the quarterfinals. Jake says, I always thought Norway would win. Brazil is just a mess. Yeah, Brazil is just a mess. I don't believe that you always thought Norway would win, but I thought you always gave them a chance. I think we all gave him a chance. Erling Haaland is so good. Antonio Nusa is so good. Haaland is very good as well back in the goal. By the way, what was Neymar doing? Neymar kind of giving the big one to the Norwegian goalkeeper. You lost 2-1, mate. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, bro? I don't get it. Like, why are you giving him the big one when you're going to be the one on the flight home back to Brazil in the round of 16, by the way? Brazilians would not be expecting that. They would not have been thinking that they would be going out in the round of 16 by any stretch of the imagination. This now confirms that it will be 28 years of a drought in the World Cup for Brazil. The last World Cup they won was 2002. What is Neymar doing? Like, Neymar, you're lucky to be at this World Cup, dude. Neymar was like a charity case to be here. I love Neymar throughout his career, but mate, you lost 2-1. You got brought on late on for your first appearance in the World Cup in the round of 16 with like 15 minutes to go when you were already down, and he's coming in and he's trying to like big note the goalkeeper of Norway. You're just like, dude, seriously?
you only really even selected due to the basis of, depth, and also that it was your last World Cup as a Brazilian legend. It's just crazy to me. Nice t-shirt. Funny how Vince says, yeah, it's a nice shirt. It's a nice polo. I've captained Declan Rice just to see if he can do anything, but we'll change to Messi after this game. Yeah, look, I'm going to do something similar. I don't know why you have Declan Rice in your fantasy team, but sure. Declan Rice isn't necessarily a guy that you look for on fantasy, but sure. My fantasy team's not doing too well this week. I've had a great tournament so far. I'm still top of our league, but I have captained Jorge Sanchez in this game. I have captained Jorge Sanchez, and I do have Rangel in goal, but I will switch probably Rangel out for Martinez against Egypt tomorrow. Oh no, that's later on tomorrow. Yeah, not tomorrow's games, but the day after. But it's 11 p.m. for me at night. That's why I still say tomorrow. But I've gone and captained. I've actually, funnily enough, got 3 Mexicans in this game. I've got Alvarado, I've got Sanchez, and I've got Rangel. Yeah, I got 3 Mexicans in this game, so it'd be massive if Mexico do get through. I actually don't have anything English here. Yeah, I don't have anything English. I had Mbappe, I've got Messi, and I just couldn't afford Harry Kane. I've got Alvarado. I really wish I obviously had Haaland, but you can't say no to Messi and Mbappe at this World Cup, and you can't say no to Erling Haaland too. Like, I will make sure that I will get Haaland into my team for this next game against either Mexico or England. 100%. There's no way that I wouldn't have Haaland. He's just been that good, man. Shane, something to 1-1 draw. Yeah, I said a 1-1 draw or maybe even a 2-2. I think we are going to go to extra time here, and then maybe we might see a winner in extra time rather than penalties, because you don't want to go to penalties. Ash Klein says, thoughts on Balogun being allowed to play after his red card? That's bullshit. Not a good look in my opinion. That's bullshit. He got a red card. Why is he allowed to play? That's not in the rules. If he got a red card, he should be suspended. He's suspended for a game. How on earth is he allowed to play? How have they conjured up this? That is an absolute rort. Anyway, the game has started here, and it's going to be English shutting off at the ball. That is an absolute rort. If Balogun is allowed to play, that is an absolute rort, because he was sent off in his game. You are not allowed to play in the next game. He's lucky it's not 2, but it was a direct red card. It's 2. A direct red card is 2 game suspension. A red card off of 2 yellows is 1 game suspension. That's amazing to mind. That's amazing. That's quite clear corruption. That's quite clear corruption, if that's the case. That is quite clear corruption. There's no way 2 ways about it. What have they argued? Can you tell me? I'm not having to go at you, by the way, Ashline. Actually, I will, because you are a referee and I don't like you. But I don't mind you, but Ash Klein, I don't like him. But what are they arguing to suggest that he's allowed to play? I don't get it. Dasmate says, I've just come conscious again after a very responsible weekend and the Socceroos were robbed. Cheers. Daz, please don't start me on the Socceroos game. I cried. I did. Oh, I was emotional, mate. That was brutal. Losing in penalties is always brutal, man. Declan Rice already got a yellow card. Don't captain him. I can't believe you've captained him. He's already got a yellow card in the first minute of the game here. You're kidding, Declan Rice. That's a crazy short amount of time for him to get a yellow card. Declan Rice has already just lost a point on FIFA Fantasy, by the way. Islanders. What are we doing? That is a yellow card already for Declan Rice. Jude Bellingham scores today, Nikhil says. Laurie says, hi, boys. Let's go. Viva la Mexico. Mexico for a win. Penalty shootout. Viva la Mexico. Ondale. Woohoo! No, I don't mind. I don't mind who wins this game. I just want a good game. There is an injury here for the Mexicans. God bless him. Because of what just happened. Sunday says, I think Mexico to qualify, but I'm excited for this game. Happy for either team, to be honest. Yeah, I don't mind either team getting through here. I don't. As I always say, I don't hate the English football team. Obviously, when it comes to rugby and rugby league and cricket and whatnot, I have no interest in seeing England be successful. But in football, I don't mind. I've supported a football team in England for all of my life. I can't hate England when I support a team so passionately all my life from England. I don't understand I don't actually understand Australia. It's like if we're playing England, of course, screw England. But we're not playing England. I don't understand these Australians or Americans or people from outside of England who follow, Man City or Man United or Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, or this all their lives. Sunderland for you, Hunter. And then you can hate on that. 1 second here, Mexico! That's going to be blocked away. Still Mexican ball inside the box. Oh, dude, the atmosphere is pumping here at the Estadio Azteca. It is pumping. Mexico with the ball down this right wing. That'll be Alvarado.
like to see him get a goal today. But I just really get confused by people who can have that hate intention behind the English team when you follow an English Premier League team. So like you're more than likely going to have players in the team that play for your club, and you know, you watch England 99% of the year. Do you know what I mean? So England with the ball just inside their box, and that's going to be a free kick here to the English. Kogan says Trump. I don't think Trump, but like I think that it's clear corruption, because a red card in a game, if it's 2 yellows for a red, that means it's a 1-game suspension. If it's a direct red, straight red, which it was, that's a 2-game suspension. So you're telling me not only is he not getting a 2-game suspension, he's not even getting a 1-game suspension. He is allowed to play in the very next game. That is awful. That is awful, awful stuff. That is setting such a bad precedent. Okay, well, I'm just going to go and dive into the player's legs and break his ankles, and I'm going to play next round. Like, that's the stupidest thing ever. It's so stupid. Actually annoys me. Togo said, this is 50-50. I'm just going to say English this time. This is definitely 50-50, yeah. But I did lean with Mexico. This could easily be a really low-scoring game, by the way. It could easily go to extra time on 0-0. It would not surprise me. This game is going to be very tense, and they both know that they both have the ability to go and win this game. Jack takes us, who's meant to win this one? Meant? I don't know how to answer the word meant, but who would be the favourites? Who is actually technically the favourites? I think favourites probably come down to the name of England, but I honestly don't think there is a favourite here, man. Because the positives that you can make for England, you can also make so many positives for Mexico. I don't know. I don't know about that. English with slight faves, yeah. I think it should have been 50-50. All right, so the Mexicans, 7 of the last 8 Mexico have been knocked out in the final 16. Which means that the 8th one there that they didn't win meant that they didn't get out of the group stages, because they'd never won. No, sorry, it wasn't that they'd never won a... No, what team am I thinking about that has never won a knockout? No, I'm thinking about Egypt. Don't worry about that. 7 of the last 8, Mexico got knocked out in the round of 16. England, good defense there from Makwe. Man City. Oh, Man City. Oh. Someone says Mexico $2 to qualify, to England $1.60, I think. Oh, there's going to be a free kick here. This is definitely a fired-up game right now. Harry Kane's really getting into him. There might be another yellow card here, but this is for Mexico instead. Alira might be getting a yellow card here. The Mexican players are getting physical in this game. They're doing what Egypt did to Australia. They're really going after the players. Oh, it's not a yellow card. It's a foul, but it's not a yellow card. Oh, okay, and then Harry Kane's going to get a warning as well. Sub him off if seen enough. What was your decision making behind? I know, again, as you've explained before, you're relatively new to like full-on football. What was your decision making in Declan Rice? Declan Rice, to be fair, he is on corners, and I guess he does have his free kicks and whatnot, but he's not necessarily known for being a massive fantasy, point scorer. He's not really known for scoring goals. He's just an unbelievable defensive mid. Everyone says the boos. The boos are going to be loud throughout this game, man. But the English are usually ones who are going to have more of the crowd. Not today, that's for sure. Not today. Yeah, Lagan, don't start me, bro. I'll rip into it. Fancy Popovic had that shootout plan before the game, yet somehow didn't even go through 100% with that plan. Cherry on top with moving him on. He needs to be moved on, man. He really does. I'm sure they're going to keep him for the Asia Cup, which is in January. I don't think that you change your manager before the Asia Cup, but that'll be his last straw, man. That will be his last straw. I would like to see a new manager now, but just the more that comes out... Oh, by the way, Paddy Beach and Matty Ryan had no idea prior that they were going to be substituted. Matty Ryan had no idea. That is a problem. Matty Ryan has claimed he had no idea he was being subbed on for the penalty shootout, which also doesn't make sense because 4 years ago, he was subbed off for a penalty shootout for Andrew Redmayne. And that's why I say don't start me, because it makes me so angry that Tony Popovic has gone in with his own ego, wanting it all about himself, because that is the only reason for any of that, in my opinion. That's going to be a corner here to England. It's the only thing that I could argue that makes sense from that decision. It's the only thing that can make sense because there are so many problems with it. Why have you gone into a World Cup game immediately believing that your first 4 penalty takers, and first 5, because Chikati was meant to come in next, by the way. Chikati was meant to come in, who's another backline player. Your first 5 players are backline players. Are we serious? Are we serious? Oh, man, it makes me so angry. We should have won that game against Egypt. We're the better team throughout the game. Anyone who says we weren't, you're not watching the game. Egypt were only good for the last 5 minutes of... The last 5-10 minutes of regulation. And then because we took... it'll keep going further because then we took off Eden Kunda and also Valpato. So England get this corner. And Saka whips it in. Nice ball, but it will go across. And that should go for a Mexican throw-in. So many annoying Yanks online defending the decision to overturn it. They don't know what they're talking about. Jasmine says, was Norway winning against Brazil considered an upset? Yes. Yeah, definitely was. It's not like a, wow, I can't believe this happened. It's more like a, wow, I didn't think that would happen. Do you know what I mean? So it was really good to see Erling Haaland get one over Gabriel again. But also... Norway have earned their right, and people before this World Cup were continuously saying, "Oh, it's just the Erling Haaland and Ødegaard show." Well, Ødegaard has not been relevant. It's been Erling Haaland, it's been Antonio Nusa, who I was saying everyone was talking about Ødegaard. I kept saying before this World Cup, it's Antonio Nusa you should be speaking about, not Ødegaard. You should be speaking about Antonio Nusa. Haaland is very good there in the goals as well. It's like I didn't think it would happen, but it's not like it's an outrageous surprise that it happened, if you get it. I would say that Martin Ødegaard was pretty rough in that game, and I don't think that Ødegaard's been actually that fantastic in the tournament, but they have a better team than people give him credit for. They just look at Erling Haaland and Ødegaard because they both play in the Premier League, and they go, oh, Premier League players, oh, wow. Erling Haaland's the best striker in the world, in my opinion. I think this World Cup is guaranteeing that and proving that, even though Harry Kane's still been fantastic himself. Harry Kane's just got more of the experience, but it's not like Haaland's not experienced now. But Antonio Nusa has been incredible for him, and so has Haaland. They've got a really good, strong team there that are all playing for each other. Mexico share... Oh, that's going to be a throw-in. Yeah, that'll be a throw-in. Lagans, get him gone now and you have like a 5-month prep for the Asian Cup. I agree, I just don't think they'll do it. I agree, I just don't think they'll do it. I'm not sure, but it's come out Trump made the call to the FIFA president. Surely you didn't. Surely that's not true. That's corruption. That's corruption. That is absolute corruption if that's the case. Norway manager rips FIFA for following Baloga decision. Absolutely, it's corruption. This is a rort. This is a rort. Belgian blast decision to clear Balogan. Coach calls it April Fool's show. It is. This is not football. This is fucking stupid. It's stupid. You can't do this. This whole World Cup gets ruined. It gets ruined. The USA have been granted an advantage that doesn't make any sense. It is quite literal corruption. Like, we know that FIFA is corrupted, but to do it on this level, to be this open about it, you're off your head. You're off your head. Like, there's no debating that. There's no argument that can be made for it. So 10, 11 minutes gone here, guys. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. It's still 0-0. Shader says, hey, mate, who are you supporting this game and who are you predicting will get the win and who will goal score? Geez, a lot of questions there. I don't know who will win. I've gone with an extra time. I've lent with Mexico to qualify. But it's a 50-50 game completely. I don't mind who wins. Like, I honestly would like to see both these teams go through. I would enjoy seeing both of them in the next round, but obviously that cannot be the case. Whoever wins takes on Norway. If there's going to be a goal scorer, it's probably going to be a Raul Jimenez or Quinones for Mexico. And if there's going to be a goal scorer for England, you're obviously looking towards Harry Kane. Obviously. That was the longest fall I've ever seen. Those don't remind me of that day. Brutal day, eh? Togo says, Mexican food is better than British food, in my opinion. What do you think? Well, there's no debate. Even the English would agree with this. Mexican food. I love Mexican food, bro. I love a bit of nachos, a little bit of tortilla, a bit of tacos. Oh, my gosh. There's no debate here. There's no debate. You can't argue that English food is better than Mexican food.
And obviously, I like Western food, but there's no argument. God help you if England played Japan. Oh my gosh, God help you. Jasmine says, I have to pay to watch the games. I'm too... Oh, good ball over, but it will be grabbed by the keeper, Raul Rangel. That was a nice ball from the back there from Makwehi to Bukayo Saka. Man City and Arsenal linking up there, but we'll just get away from him. Australia lost in penalties because of coaching. Brazil might have lost because Neymar wasn't subbed earlier. It's all corrupt coaching. Because Neymar wasn't subbed on earlier. Brother, come on. Don't do this. Don't die on that hill. This is a goal kick here for England. Brazil lost because Neymar wasn't subbed on earlier. Are we serious, bro? There's no way. There's no way, bro. There's no way you just said that. But Australia lost the penalty because coaching is absolutely correct. Do you know that Neymar was lucky to be at this World Cup? And Neymar is not the player he once was. He's always had a lot of injuries. There's no way that you're saying that it's because Neymar's lucky to even seen the field, bro. I love that. I go for the team with the better food because why not? Yeah, well, if you don't have any affiliation with a team, may as well. Okay, well, who would have you gone the last one? Brazil versus Norway. I would say Brazilian. I don't know what food is really known as Brazilian, but I would say Brazilian food is probably better than Norwegian food. I do love that, though. Going for a team because they've got the better food. Yeah, Neymar's not that guy anymore. Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. Neymar's not that guy anymore. Oh! Oh my gosh, that's an amazing save from Pickford. Raul Jimenez, I thought that was a goal in the bottom right corner for Mexico. Jeez, that is an amazing save from Pickford. Wow. Wow. Jordan Pickford, take a bow. That is an amazing save getting down to his left. Nice save. Very nice save. Neymar's goal was completely right place, right time. Was picked as a charity donation in the squad. Neymar was a penalty lagging. Neymar scored a penalty, bro. So yeah, he was right place, right time. He's got a penalty. And that's going to be headed up here for a corner again. Another corner coming up for Mexico. Jasmine says, I'm cheering for Mexico because I don't like England. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Neymar gave shit to the goalkeeper. I know, it was so stupid. They lost 2-1. You scored a penalty when the game was already over. Like, come on. Mexico put it in and England cleared it away. Jeez, what a save from Jordan Pickford, though. I thought Brazil might win, but was stoked Norway got the win. And how good is Haaland? He's incredible. He's the best striker in the world. I watch him every week. He's the best striker in the world. And I'm so glad that he's doing this at the World Cup here with a team that isn't well known. They haven't been in a World Cup for a very long time. I don't even know if Norway have ever been in a World Cup, but they've never really been a really good team. And he's really carrying them along with a good team behind him, but people don't respect Norway in that sense. And now people are going to give that respect to Haaland that they haven't really given to him. Over the top here for Mexico. And it'll be a throw-in for England. They've never really given it to him because people love to hate on the success nowadays. They love to hate on it. So to clarify in regards to Neymar, he's been very successful, but he's just not that guy anymore. But people love to hate on success. And the way that Erling Haaland carries himself, people just know that he's a good guy. He's a nice guy. He's really competitive, and he's a very, very good striker. And when he's at Man City, people hate Man City, so they don't give him the full respect that he deserves. Now that he's, at a team that a lot of people will believe is more likable because it's not as successful as a team like Man City, it's a lot easier for people to respect the kind of player that Erling Haaland is, and that will translate into his Manchester City. Ibrahim says the goalkeeping this tournament's been amazing. It has been. Vozinha, I'm actually disappointed for Vozinha of Cape Verde because if he was like 10 years younger, he would have gotten a big-time pro contract. Massive, massive Premier League contract or a massive La Liga contract. Vozinha is the goalkeeper for Cape Verde, for those who don't know. He 1,000,000% would have gotten a huge contract to go to a really good league. But he's 40, so that's not going to be happening.
Raul Rangel has been great at this tournament. I don't know where Raul Rangel plays and how old he is. I should look. England with the ball here in the attack and a half. Raul Rangel. He plays for Guadalajara. He is 26 years old. I wouldn't be surprised if Raul Rangel had people come and knocking at his door. Obviously, the Australians have had a couple of people coming. Paddy Beach will have people knocking at his door. He's obviously signed with Melbourne City. But Paddy Beach will have teams coming knocking at the door of Australia. Oh, Inter Miami are looking at Vazinha. Well, that makes sense though, Breakout, because like they're MLS, and MLS is obviously designed for a lot of these older players. Mexico with the ball in the attacking half now. That does make sense. It's like with Chicago Fire, they just signed Robert Lewandowski. Lewandowski's going to be playing for the Chicago Fire. They had to find Saga 4. Mexico shaping to shoot, and it will get blocked away from England. Blake says, I love Haaland. Scores me a lot of fancy points. No, he's good. No, he's very, very good. What's your team name, by the way, Blake? What's your team name in our league? Jakes, thank you to FIFA for doing what was right. FIFA are cucks, bro. It's corruption. There's nobody who shouldn't be upset about this. There's nobody that shouldn't be absolutely livid at that decision. There is not. You should not be happy with that. You should not be encouraging that. That is pure corruption. Pure corruption. There is no argument to say that's not corruption. Yeah, the second goal was great, and it was just nonchalant. So 20 minutes gone here, still 0-0. Mexico have definitely had the better chances. I did think it was given Rage, who knows. Well, yeah, you've had a pretty good week here. I haven't so far, but I've also got quite a few players to come. Oh yeah, that's right. You used your bonus this week for the qualification. But yeah, I haven't had a fantastic week, but I'm still top of our league. Question for everyone: which team has the best fans and who has the worst fans in football? But what do you justify on best fans? 1 second, and that's going to be a corner here. Good run from Anthony Gordon. Good run. It's going to be a corner coming up here for the for the English. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. 20 minutes gone. Today, I feel corrupt. Oh, yeah, it's an unlucky deflection up there into his hand, but it goes out for a corner. It's fine. Belgium is lawyering up. If Balogun scores a goal, they'll have a reason to. If Balogun scores a goal and they win like a 1-0 or something like that, if they lose that game, Belgium can absolutely lawyer up. They absolutely can. If they were to lose because of a Balogun goal, I promise you they would go to court over it. 100%. And they'd be within their rights to do that. Declan Rice, head it up and head it away. Over the sideline for a throw-in. Best fans, Norway. Worst fans, Argentina. Norway are great fans. This is the thing. Like, if we're talking about best fans, you probably are saying Brazil. Norway have been great at this World Cup for sure. Been winning the PR battle for sure. But like overall, you'd say Brazil. Japan's pretty good. You know, they really get out and they really sing whole game. They're really loud. If you go to an Australia vs Japan game in the qualifiers and internationals and whatnot, you'll know this. Japan's very good for it. The Ivory Coast are usually pretty up and adamant for their team. I'd say it probably is just Brazil. Mexico's very strong for fans. Very strong. I'd say it's probably between the likes of, Brazil, Norway, Japan, Mexico. Who am I missing? There's going to be Argentina top 5. Argentina are probably top 5. But the thing is that Argentina are top 5. You're right. Argentina are top 5. Would you disagree with any of the teams that I just mentioned, though? The internationals that I just mentioned? Germany fans? Not top 5. Not top 5. So 22 minutes gone. Mexico with this ball. Vasquez. Off to Quinones. And referee touches that ball. Everyone says, also, Pulisic is saying it's a foul with zero intent, so Balogun should play, which is so stupid. It was a direct red card. A direct red card does not come down to opinion, it comes down to fact. And fact is there is a suspension involved with a direct red card. Yeah, South Americans just have the fans who travel the most. Yeah, but I still would say Brazil is number 1. Hydration break coming up here, guys. Portugal versus Spain tonight. Ooh, that's a spicy one.
USA top 1 worst fans. Nah, no, they're not. They're not top 1 worst fans. It's just that they're top 1 cringiest fans, but they're not worst fans. They're not worse. Like, realistically, with all due respect, that's going to go to like a New Zealand who were here, who just didn't really have anybody. They're not that loud, you know, they're not that abrasive as a country, which is what they're you know, and that can be a positive thing that you could talk about. You know, it's going to come down to, you know, these kind of nations that make the World Cup but don't have the support behind it. Like, New Zealand don't have the support behind their football. You know, like, New Zealand, they're in some big games in their group, and yet you still didn't see people giving a shit. Not many people gave a shit about New Zealand. We did, and some Kiwis did. We still a few Kiwis on the channel watched it, but you know, it was at a fantastic time. Every single game was a fantastic time in New Zealand, and not many people watched it because not many people like football. So that's why you probably are saying, with all due respect to our brothers in New Zealand, you probably are saying like a New Zealand there. New Zealand, sadly, would be the worst, I agree, but even then, I wouldn't even call them bad. It's not that they're bad, they're just limited. They're just limited. Jake says Argentina fans are just annoying. Brilliant. That makes them top 5, because if you're annoyed by them, it means that they're noisy, means that they're loud, means that they're adamant, means that they are confident, and it means that they're getting under your skin, because they don't give a shit about getting under your skin. They only care about supporting their nation, and they will tell you that their nation is the best, because right now, can you argue it, when they won the previous World Cup in 2022, and they've got the best player in the world, the best player that has ever played in Lionel Messi, and they've got one of the best players of all time in Diego Maradona as well. So no matter what, like, yes, sure, okay, they can be annoying, but that's because they are as good. And if you want to beat them, if you want them to shut up, then beat them. Beat them. I said this with the NRL, I said this with all sports. If you believe a team base is annoying and based off pretty much because of their success, go and beat them and shut them up. You can't shut them up until you shut them up. Simple as that. I was happy with the Australian fan base. It was such a great experience. Yeah, we're definitely not top 10, but like, we give it a crack. We give it a crack. Carl's get around here. Jeez, tell you what, Jordan Pickford, what a save before, Carl. What a save from Jordan Pickford before. Sana, that's right. Jada says, I agree with your comment on New Zealand. We have a good fan base, but we are just stoked to be there. But football does fall behind when it comes to other sports. We are limited. Absolutely. It's not a negative. I'm not saying that your fans are bad. I'm just saying that you don't have anywhere near enough fans to make a statement. Like, Cape Verde's the same. They had like 3% of their population go to the game. No, Curaçao, sorry. Curaçao had like 3% of their entire population in the stadium in their first game. 3% of their entire population was at their first game against Germany when they lost 7-1. 3%. So they're never going to be able to be the biggest fans because they're way too limited. Their fans would be... 1 second here. England with the ball will come back from the hydration break. Saved by Raul Rangel. Saved by Raul Rangel. They're always going to be too limited. So they've got great fans who turned up. That's fantastic to see. But also, with that being said, they will never have a big enough fan base to be a part of a top 5, top 10 kind of deal. And New Zealand kind of has a similarity there. Like, New Zealand only has a population of 4 or 5 million. You're never going to be able to compete with the likes of Brazil. You're never going to be able to compete with the likes of, definitely not England, who have 76 million or whatever it is, and they all care about football. You know, you're Spanish and you're Portuguese and all, even Australia. You know, we've got 26, 27, 28 million people, you know, so we are nearly 6 times the population of New Zealand. So even though we're not loud, it's always going to be very difficult. New Zealand's always had a disadvantage. By the way, that was the first shot for England all game, and it was on target. Mexico have had 3 with the 1 on target and Pickford save. Carl said we need Pickford a few times tonight. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. If you guys go down 1-0, man, I'm scared for you. I'm scared. I am really, really scared because Mexico have not conceded a goal this tournament. They don't usually ever lose here at the Estadio Azteca. It is a massive, massive atmosphere and a massive, massive vibe for Mexico. If they take the lead and they take the advantage in terms of atmosphere, which they've already got, but they get the hype behind it, God help you. Like, I know that you guys came back against the Congo, but this is a bit of a different beast here. A bit of a different beast. But the thing is that, like, you'll see, we're going to be live for all New Zealand games. We'll be live for all Australia games moving forward. We'll be live for the Nations League. We've got the Asian Championships with the likes of Vietnam and
and Indonesia and Thailand and Singapore and all this type of stuff coming up right after this tournament finishes. We'll be doing the Nations League, like I said, the Asian Cup, the AFCON, World Cup qualifiers, all that kind of stuff. We're going to be doing a lot of international football. So you'll have plenty of time to see the interest that people have outside of the World Cup, because the World Cup is a falsity. The World Cup is a lie. We watch it all the time, but 1 second, Mexico still this ball in the midfield. Now it's Alvarado. Oh, Gilberto Mora then gets the ball and passes it over for a goal kick. The World Cup is a falsity in terms of who cares about this sport. People care about the World Cup because it represents their nation, but do people care about football? That's a massive different question. And you will see who genuinely cares about football outside of the World Cup. This is just a welcoming point for a lot of Americans right now, because a lot of Americans will get behind a lot more, but then how much will the MLS be able to capitalize on the positivity that you're going to see from this World Cup, besides the corruption that we've just seen from the USA? 29 minutes gone here. Duran says, the reality is every fan base has its good and bad. When the Bulldogs, there are passionate fans, but some very loud and aggressive fans. Yeah, I'd say it's more than some, but you're right. Harlan Spence says, New Zealand, NRL and rugby fans are big ones. No one cares about football, but we are still watching the World Cup. Well, not everybody is watching the World Cup. That's the point. And if you don't have a country that supports the World Cup, you're not going to have a country that supports the Oceania games, the international qualifiers, international friendlies and whatnot. It's actually amazing, because you had Auckland FC win the A-League this year. So for people who don't know the A-League is the Australian New Zealand domestic comp, right? New Zealand plays in Australia with Wellington and Auckland. Auckland won it. They only came in a couple of years ago and they actually won the whole thing. You had a lot of people getting around Auckland. Why didn't you have everyone getting behind the international team? Why was it that people cared about Auckland, but they didn't care about the New Zealand international team? Is it because they thought they had a chance there so is it that you need to see New Zealand have a chance for people to care? Like, they drew 2-2 with Iran, and you still didn't see that much interest in the second game against Egypt at a great time slot. I don't understand it. New Zealand bandwagons, but I'd argue the same thing about Australia too, Logan. I really would. The benefit with Australian football right now in terms of fans, 30 minutes gone here, folks, still 0-0. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. The benefit with Australian football right now is that the media is allowing the fans to create a lot of hype, and for the first time, we're not seeing the political bullshit from rugby league and AFL to really limit it. You can't really limit the World Cup, but because we're able to, they tried to. They did. They tried to get rid of the live site in Melbourne, which would have forced the live site in Sydney being taken away, and Brisbane live site, South Bank and whatnot being taken away. They tried to get rid of it. But because they didn't, I think they've recognised, because I've always maintained, within 20 years, I think football will be the biggest sport in Australia. Within 20 to 30 years. Because you're seeing with immigration, you're seeing with people, this is not a conversation for a bad light. I'm talking about immigration in a positive way here. But with the positive... with the people coming to Australia and the young kids growing up, they are going to be more heavily invested behind football. I really genuinely believe within 20 to 30 years, that might be too short, but within 20 to 30 years, I think football will be the largest sport in Australia. But you just need to get a better domestic league. You need to design the Australia game on the opposite, the A-League, on the opposite to the Americans. The MLS is designed on taking Schweinsteiger and Lewandowski and Lionel Messi at the end of his career. Mexico over the bar for a goal kick here for England. You need to design it as the youngsters, where those youngsters can then be taken away internationally. America has designed it where your best players of all time will eventually come to the MLS. Your best players of all time for Real Madrid and Bayern and Man City, Man United, all these teams, they will go to the MLS. I don't want that. I want Australia to be designed as a young kids coming through, no matter what country, young kids want to come to the A-League. That's what I would like the A-League to be. And I think that's what the A-League needs to be. And that people will care a lot more about that. People will care way more about that. Peter, yeah, I agree with this. Football isn't really considered a masculine pastime in New Zealand. We're more into sports like rugby and MMA. It's changing slowly. Football is the most popular kids sport now, but when I was a kid, I only rugby. Yeah, I agree. Well, rugby union is definitely slowing down massively. Rugby league is arguably becoming the biggest rugby thing in New Zealand. International will always be All Blacks, but
New Zealand over there. This is why I really plea. I plead for New Zealand Federation. Please listen. Please leave Oceania. You need to leave Oceania, otherwise you will always be shithouse with all due respect. You need to leave playing Fiji and Tuvalu and Solomon Islands and Papua New Guinea and these nations that Australia used to play and beat 31-0. We beat American Samoa 31-0. We beat teams 17-0, 18-0, 21-0. We left there, went to Japan, went to Asia, played Japan, South Korea, Mexico here with the ball. Quinones gets it back. Still Mexico ball. We went to Asia. We take on Iran and Saudi Arabia and Qatar now and South Korea and Japan and all these kind of nations who are far better. Indonesia is far better than anybody here understands, especially compared to the likes of those teams in Oceania. You will never progress as a nation if you just you just require to make the World Cup for the sake of making the World Cup. By staying in Oceania, you are just providing that as a safety net in because you beat teams 7-0 and 8-0 as it already is to get into the World Cup as the first place team. But you're taking on teams that don't have professional footballing programs. If you ever want to be good in New Zealand, you must move to Asia. You have the opportunity to. You must. You'll sacrifice a couple of tournaments, but who gives a shit because you will improve as a nation. You will improve as a nation. He says, most of our migrants in New Zealand are Indians and Chinese, so I think we'll be exceptional at cricket and table tennis in 10 years' time. China's actually putting a heavy emphasis into football lately. China is really trying to drive a footballing program. Ball goes in the box here for Mexico, and it will go over the sideline here for England. New Zealand fans aren't even invested that much into their cricket, despite having a nation that always punches above their weight, being a smaller nation, because on their socials, all Indians comment. Yeah, New Zealand don't really care too much about the cricket. If you do not join Asia, you will always be bottom feeder fodder for anybody who plays you in the World Cup. I promise you, if you had have gotten through and played a weaker team like Australia in the next round, we would have beaten you 2-3-1. 2-3-1, 2-3-0. It's what would have happened, and that's not to benefit Australia. That's to say that even at our level, which is still above you, but even at our level, we're still well above where New Zealand are at. We haven't lost New Zealand in 20 odd years. But also, if you've noticed that the last time we did lose to them, like 20 odd years ago, the last time that we did lose to them 20 odd years ago was when we were in the Oceania. It was when we were in Oceania, not in Asia. So, if you continue to play in Oceania, you will always be an easy beat. You will guarantee a World Cup spot every single time, but you'll guarantee humiliation. And here's a chance for Raul Jimenez. No. That will be saved by Jordan Pickford. 36 minutes gone here. Joseph says, New Zealand game against Iran. If you watch it again, that Iran player was offside when Iran scored the level score. Joseph, you weren't good enough, bro. New Zealand weren't good enough. With all due respect, they weren't good enough. Also, it's a goal for Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham with the goal for England. It's 1-0. Jude Bellingham with the goal. It's 1-0. England. 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 Jude Bellingham with the goal. And it is 1-0 England. Jude Bellingham will score. Jude Bellingham will score, and that is massive. They needed that one. Jude Bellingham with a goal. It's a beautiful ball over the top there. Beautiful ball. Jordan Pickford with a great rollout. They just go out to this right wing, very speedy. And then they just push this down. Declan Rice gets it off to Bukayo Saka, and Saka with a beautiful whip in. Jude Bellingham just puts his head onto it. Open net. Open net there for Jude Bellingham, and he will put it into the back of the net. It is 1-0 England, 37 minutes gone. Oh, there's just been a random balloon that's just flown up past my window. It was like a big monkey. It was a big monkey balloon, like a red monkey balloon. I'm 22 floors up here in Da Nang in Vietnam. There's some massive, it's already gone now, but there was some massive red monkey balloon. I was like, what the hell's in the side of my eye there? It was some big red monkey balloon. Too funny. Jada says Jude's been pretty good in this tournament for England. Oh, England again here. It's 2-0! It's 2-0 Jude Bellingham. Bro, what? It's 2-0, Jude Bellingham again. Oh my gosh. Mexico just completely fell asleep for 2 minutes and they're down 2-0. 2 goals in 2 minutes. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my gosh. 2 goals in 2 minutes for Jude Bellingham. Well, Mexico, you're going to have to attack like an absolute madman right now because this is not looking pretty. Jude Bellingham, take a bow. Bang, underneath the legs and straight on through. Literally 3 minutes ago, guys, it was 0-0. Wow, park the bus, England. No, you don't need to park the bus right now. Go for a third right now. Mexico are asleep at the wheel. They're asleep at the wheel. I guess we know who is likely to win now. Well, yeah, who's likely to win? Sure, but 2-0 can definitely be still taken down. Absolutely can still be taken down. Like, this game's not over. But with that being said, wow, what an advantage England do have. Wow. Free from desire. Your defense is terrified. England's on fire. No. England just came out of nowhere, really. Mexico have honestly been the better team for the first 35 minutes, and then this last 4 minutes has just been England. Gee whiz. What? That's a handball. What a turn of events. I'm using my booster when if they make the goal, make the next round, they get 2 more points, and I have 3 English. You're using it this round? Yeah, I used mine last round. Everyone qualified for me, which was good. You think Mexico will score? Well, I don't know now, man, because Mexico usually a far better team than what we've seen this last 5 minutes. 40 minutes gone here, folks. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Mexico were the better team for the first 35. They were all over England, and then England have just gone and scored 2 goals against their own play and smacked them. Mexico inside the box. That'll be headed away. Guess who traded Jude for Olise and Fancy? It's always the way, isn't it, bro? It's always the way. Funny Cat Vid says this will become a blowout. Now Mexico will push hard and create ops for England. It's not necessarily the case. It's potential for sure, but it's not necessarily the case. If Mexico score the next goal, then it's still advantage England. But when you watch football, you know that if you are 2-0 up and then you concede a goal to make it 2-1, that's the most dangerous time in football. Most dangerous time in football to be 2-0 up, concede to make it 2-1, and then the team that's down knows they can score a goal. They've got the momentum. They've got the drive. This is a free kick to Mexico in a good area. But they've got the momentum now. They're only 1 goal down. They know they can score. And then more often than not, you will see if there's still a good 20, 30 minutes left in the clock, more often than not, you will see them make it 2-2. That's not me saying this is going to happen here at all right now. I'm just saying that when you watch football, you know that does happen quite regularly. I think people expected the same England from DR Congo game. I think people slept on England. We're going to be better and more applicable for a tougher opponent. But Mexico were the better team for the first 35 minutes here. Mexico with a free kick. Whip it in. It's a goal for Quinones. Quinones with the goal. It's 2-1. And this is why I'm saying, relax, guys. This is football. There's a long way to go. What a game here. It's 1 goal for the Mexicans. Quinones puts it into the back. Puts it into the back of the net, and it's 2-1 here for England. But 42 minutes in, and Mexico have gone only down by 1 goal. It was 0-0 for 35 minutes. It's now 42 minutes in, and it's 2-1 England. 42 minutes gone. What a game this is. This is an amazing game. He's on side 2. Ball comes back here for Quinones, and all he has to do is put it on target, and that is a bang. That is a bang. Bushka. See you later. Oh, we got a game here, folks. You still reckon it's going to be a blowout, lads? You still reckon? There's people who said game over now realise 2 never to speak early. Bro, 2-0 is a lot, but it's also not much in football. Like, it is a lot. It's like, for rugby league fans, to put it into comparison for you, that's going to go out for a throw in here. Oh, is that a corner? Oh my gosh, it's a corner for Mexico. Oh my gosh, it's a corner for Mexico. There's no way. There's no way this goes 2-2 half time. It's out for... Oh, it's out for a throw-in. Okay, I was going to say. Jeez, what a game this is. What a game this has turned into being. For rugby league fans who don't really understand it, 2-0 is essentially like a 14-0, right? Or, yeah, I'd say 14-0. That's 3 scores. 2-0... Oh, no, I'd go 2-0 and 18-0. It's tough, but it can have... Oh, no, 14-0 is probably fine. 14-0 is fine. Mexico with the ball in the box here. That's come out for a goal kick. 2-0 is like a 14-0. There's 3 scores. It's a very good advantage, but it also can be taken away very quickly. It can be taken away very quickly. Yeah, the last 5 minutes has been crazy, JJ. Draz says, people who say, that's right. Jasmine says, let's go Mexico. Hans Fan says, goal time. Draz says, it's funny someone said England parked the bus and then Mexico just scored. Yeah, but I argued against that. And there's no way that England... there's no way you parked a bus there. There's just no way. 40 minutes in, you don't park the bus 40 minutes in. Also, we've noticed in this World Cup that people don't actually... I'm not saying this person didn't, but we've noticed that people don't actually understand what park the bus actually means. Australia are accused of parking the bus even in the Egyptian game, which is insane, bro. Mexico steal this ball in the middle. Oh, dude. And this is what we're saying, the momentum. Look at this. Look at this in Mexico. Look at this. Raul Jimenez over the top here. Oh, my gosh. This is just a flurry for Mexico right now. Yeah, Haaland is Gabriel's dad. You are right, Daz. Carson's got to love football. How good's football? How good's football, son? How good is football? Still got another half hour to go. Oh, another half to go. I was going to say, definitely more than a half hour to go. Anything can happen. Lots can happen here. Chance, Mexico. Just outside the edge of the box. It's going to be Alvarado. Alvarado puts that one into Elliot Anderson. And that's going to be Mexican throw-in. Wow, how good. It comes in the box and then cleared away from England. Yes, parking the bus when you're down 1-0 from the 12th minute. We got accused of... Oh, Mexico! Oh, it's just gone wide from Raul Jimenez. It's just gone wide. Oh, my gosh, I thought that was going into the back of the net. I actually thought that was going into the back of the net there for Raul Jimenez. Jordan Pickford had no chance if that's on target. If that's on target, Jordan Pickford had no chance of saving that. So 5 minutes of added time here. We're 1 minute into added time. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. This has been an insane end to this first half. And that will go away here for a goal kick. Yeah. Sam can end 4-4. Let's relax, man. This is not how... Guys, this is not how football works. Just because it's 2-1 now, it does not mean that it could be 4... Sure, it could be 4-4, but the game could be 10-10. It could be 40-40. You know, just because it's 2-1 now doesn't then justify a 4-4. This game could just as easily finish 2-1 England. And this is football. This is not like a rugby league where if you see plenty of tries being scored, you're going to see tries being scored. You know, in football, you can quite easily see a game be 3-3 at halftime, and then at halftime will be the final score, 3-3. You can quite literally see this scoreline stay for the entirety of the game. So, yeah, don't just assume that there's plenty of goals. There could be. There could be still plenty of goals left in this game, but it's just not how it works. Stadium is 1 goal away from being the loudest crowd ever. Dude, if they find a way to win this game, that 3rd goal would just be insane. I have a feeling 2 goals will not be enough to win this. Yeah, well, this is the thing. 2-0 is always the most dangerous scoreline because as soon as you concede, you lose the momentum dramatically. And the team that's down by 1 has the massive advantage in terms of the feeling of the game, which some people might not understand, but the feeling of the game, they know they can score again. Jordan Pickford has just made an absolute worldie save.
Jordan Pickford, 2-0's not 2-1's not enough here. It's not. What a game. Jordan Pickford has made an absolutely worldy save just then. Raul Jimenez, I can't believe he hasn't scored yet. Raul Jimenez absolutely deserves a goal. Pickford's on fire. You can't blame him for the Quinones one. But Pickford's been on fire in this game. It could have easily been three goals to Mexico in this first half. Raul Jimenez with a couple of shots. That bottom right-hand corner shot before was immense of a save. They whipped the ball into the box. Headed down! Oh my gosh! It's another corner. How on earth has Montez just not scored? Says Jan Montez, how on earth has he not scored? Tim says, what team has almost scored? This is Mexico pumping the line right now. This is Mexico. I can't believe Montez hasn't scored just now again. Mexico right now are down, absolute shoving themselves down the esophagus of England as we speak, and this is getting terrifying. We've got 45 minutes to go. Not bad for small hands. The little T-Rex arms, James Andrew. Little T-Rex arms. That save looked like something you've seen in FIFA. Dude, it was an amazing save. All right, so another corner here for Mexico. 1 minute to go, out of time here. Put it in. Head it away. Dude, this atmosphere is pumping at the Estadio Azteca. It's pumping right now. Top 3 games of the tournament, low-key, if they come back. Well, either way right now, this is one of the games of the tournament so far. Like, let's see how the second half pans out. But either way, this is definitely... And this is why we were looking forward to it so much. This game always had so much about it. It was 50-50 from the outset. And that's why when people were saying, like, you know, we're underestimating England... Like, bro, Mexico were the better team by far for the first 35 minutes, and then England scored 2 very quick goals with Jude Bellingham, and then Mexico have scored one themselves to make it 2-1. Like, Mexico were the better team for the first 100% for the first 35 minutes. And they were unlucky to not be 2-0 up. They're unlucky to not be 2-0 up. That's why you don't judge a scoreline. You don't judge a game based off of a scoreline, especially in the first half. I want to see this go to pens. Now, pens are brutal, bro. The English will have a heart attack because they suck at pens. That's going to be kept in for Mexico. How the hell was that kept in? This is going to be 2-1 halftime. Yeah, that's free kick England. And that should be halftime. Okay, wow. Wow, halftime here, guys. We've got there. We've survived. Anthony Gordon goes down, and that's going to be halftime. 2-1. What a first half. What an electric way to finish that off. Like, the first 35 minutes, Mexico were all over him. And then Jude Bellingham with 2 extremely quick goals. 2 goals in 2 minutes to lead 2-0. And then you see the player of the tournament for Mexico, Julian Quinones, he just continuously scores goals, man. He just keeps scoring goals. He puts them back to 2-1. And now this second half is set up to be an absolute belter. The home team at the Estadio Azteca, sold out stadium here, 80,000 people or whatever it is, or 70,000 people. I don't know how big the stadium is. Watching on, and a knockout game. Whoever loses this is out. Whoever wins this plays Erling Haaland in Norway. You know, good luck. But this is you shouldn't care who you play. By the way, possession, 61% possession Mexico, 39% possession to England. 7 shots for Mexico, 3 on target for Mexico. 3 shots for England, 3 on target for England. This is what I was saying. Mexico have been a better team except for a 2-minute period. A 2-minute period in this game just cost them massively. Just crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Chuck says Mexico doing well, England hardly anything brilliant. Well, I think that's harsh to say hardly anything brilliant. Like, in terms of overall time across that 45 minutes, absolutely. England did nothing really. But in the 2-minute span of Jude Bellingham, Bukayo Saka, this was Jude Bellingham, Saka passing the ball. It was brilliant. It was really, really good stuff there for England. So they've looked definitely like the beaten team here today for 48 minutes. 48 minutes of the 50 minutes we just watched, Mexico have been all over them. But the 2 minutes that England were on top are the difference right now. All that matters is the score. Absolutely. That's the difference. That 2-minute stanza, it means that all that domination for Mexico is actually effectively meaningless because we're about to start a second half here and it's a whole new half and they're down 2-1. So it's all up in the air, but England, obviously, they'd be happy with the leading, but geez,
they honestly, it could have easily been 2-2. Jordan Pickford made some amazing saves in this game. Jordan Pickford is absolutely the player of the game. I know Bellingham is probably going to win man of the match because he scored 2 goals, but Jordan Pickford should be man of the match. I'm sorry. I don't care ultimately that Bellingham has scored 2 goals here. I think Jordan Pickford has saved your bacon. You could have been easily down 2-0 and the whole game is away from you before Bellingham even got onto the score sheet. You could have easily gone down 3-2 at the end of that half, just then coming back from 2-0 down in the space of 7 minutes. Mexico absolutely had every opportunity to come back and make that 3-2 at half time there. He has made saves early doors. He has made saves late in the half as well. Jordan Pickford has been the best player on the pitch for England. Jude Bellingham has scored 2 goals, but Jordan Pickford has been clearly your best player. Tata says, want England to win so that the Simpsons prediction doesn't happen. What was the Simpsons prediction? Mexico versus somebody, wasn't it? I can't remember. Oh, Bellingham also made a huge save. Bellingham made a huge save, did he? Bellingham made a huge save. When did he make the huge save? Pato says, best 15 minutes of football I've ever seen. England needed this halftime break. They were cooked at the end. England were cooked in that last little bit. They were absolutely cooked, but they're the ones leading 2-1. Well, it is halftime. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. Benjamin says, what again? 1 second. I want to look at these English fans going crazy. Yeah. They're showing the English fans going crazy down there in London. Fire up. Wow. Benjamin says, what a game. The best game I've seen this World Cup so far. Again, we've only seen 45 minutes, but it's shaping up to be the best game of the World Cup. Yeah, it is shaping up to be. Mexico and Portugal. Portugal are not making the final, bro. But then again, corruption at its peak, because I promise you that, and Sundo, if you're still watching, I don't know if you are, but Sundo, you argued that there was like a hotspot, a snicko, that suggested there was I don't know if you watched the video, but there was a divot to suggest that the head of the Croatian player touched the ball. But the funniest thing is that divot, I believe, and the video I sent you as well, is coming off of the Portuguese player after it comes off of, after it goes past the Croatian player, right? So that means that he's onside because they didn't have a divot here and a divot here. Why was there no second divot for the clear touch from the Portuguese player, but there wasn't 2 divots? Because if there was 2 divots, 1 second to show the Mexican fans. Wow, they went crazy there in Mexico City. Wowee, they went crazy outside. Lots of people there. I'm sure I didn't look into it too much. Yeah, again, there's only 1 divot. So what I believe is that they've moved this divot up to show that that's coming off of the Croatian player, rather than keeping the divot here where it's touched the Portuguese player and the Croatian player doesn't touch it, because there was no deflection of the ball. There was no change of the trajectory of the ball. There was no change in movement. There was nothing. And again, there was not 2 divots. So it's similar to the Balogun situation. Like Balogun being allowed to play despite having a red card is corruption. That is right there, corruption. So anybody who says that, it's FIFA, it's football, firstly, you don't watch enough FIFA and football to understand how corrupt they are. Just ask the Qataris that are getting the World Cup in 2022 or the Saudis getting it in 2034. But you can't argue that FIFA isn't corrupt when they've now allowed Balogun to play on a red card. You can't argue it. You can't argue that they aren't just blatantly open to corruption. I don't know if my heart will take this second half. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Oh, dude, look at all those shots right at the end of the half. Wowee. Peter says, English people are generally very good losers. Do you think Mexicans will ride if they lose? No way. England generally good losers. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. When they lost the Euros, they got the players who were black in their lineup got completely racially vilified by people in the media. English fans, you can't disagree with this. The Euros final, the players who missed the penalty were of colour, and they were obliterated by a lot of their fans and the media. So I have my debate in terms of English fans are generally good losers. There is a lot of amazing English fans, amazing English fans, and I would say that there is good and bad in everybody. But
England are not necessarily the best of losers. Like they do expect it. Like English fans do expect to lose, but there is still a lot of issues with the England fan base. I wouldn't say though that England fans are generally regarded as very good losers at all, really. Actually, no, I'm going to disagree with you completely. Totala says, people arguing that a strand of hair touched the ball. Hopper says, come on, Mexico, you're at home, plus your home fans have been keeping the England team awake for days. Win Mexico. Jaden says, I'm not a big football guy, so soz if I sound stupid, but since Australia lost to Egypt, does that mean Australia now out? Yes. Yes, because that was the round of 32, which is a purgatory round, but yes. There is anybody who loses from the last round onwards is gone. So, for example, if Mexico continue to lose this game 2-1, then you will see Mexico eliminated, obviously. We are great losers. We do it all the time. See, Carl, the thing is that you're a great loser because you do it all the time. You are a great loser. But I know you understand what I'm saying, that not everyone in England and a good portion of England, I wouldn't say majority, but a good portion of England are not great losers. But that's not me saying that you're like that, or a guy like Seb or Chris Hendry or these guys here. Like at the end of the day, you're always getting involved in the banter and people are enjoying it. And even if you lose, like it's a bit like tough luck kind of deal. But I wouldn't say that a large portion of English fans are good losers. Mexican fans will for sure riot. No, they won't. No, they will not. A lot of us are entitled. Yeah, I would agree with that. Entitled's a good word. English fans, but this is your mate's fault. English fans expect to win everything, but they also expect to be disappointed. So it's like you've got the entitlement, and this is the problem because the Premier League is, I would believe, and I would argue, the biggest league in the world. I know that you got the La Liga, and I know you got all these other leagues, right? But I would argue and stand my ground on the English Premier League being the best league in the world. The biggest issue with that is that most of the players who play in that league are not actually English. So people have this sense of entitlement because the Premier League is, number one in their minds. Let's just put it from their perspective. The English Premier League is number one in their minds. They've got the best teams. They've got Manchester City. They've got Liverpool. They've got Man United. They've got Arsenal. They've got all these teams, right? And it's a better competitive league. So like Paris Saint-Germain will go and win the Champions League, but the French league is shithouse, right? Bayern will go and win the Champions League, but also the German league is pretty shithouse competitively. In the La Liga, you'll get Barcelona and Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, but outside of that, it really drops off a cliff, right? Whilst the Premier League does have a pretty consistent basis, despite the fact that Manchester City for many years dominated, and so did Manchester United, and now Arsenal have won it. But, despite the fact of these dominating periods, overall, people will look at the Premier League and say, because we've got the number one league in the world, that means that we now have the best. We now have the best chance of winning the international game. We have the best chance of winning the World Cup or the Euros kind of deal, and it's just not really true. So they've got that sense of entitlement because of the Premier League being so successful, but they also do expect that disappointment based off of that entitlement too. Would you disagree with that? Anytime Australia beats England in any sport event, they default to calling us convicts, good losers. I wouldn't say the English really get behind it. They don't really insult us when it comes to football because we're not good at football. So I wouldn't say the English call us, like, if we are, to be fair, if we beat England, sure, but like if it's Australia versus England and England lose us in the cricket, good, call us convicts. You call you pums, like that's all part of the banter. If Australia are going to go and lose to Egypt and then English call us convicts, that would make no sense, and I'd be like, you're a dickhead. But if we're playing England, I don't care. That's all part of the banter of it all. That's all part of the enjoyable part. It's all a part of it. I don't have any problem whatsoever with them calling us that. Yeah, I don't have any problem with them calling us that when it's Australia versus England. Judy Bear making me cream. Okay, didn't need to tell us that. Yeah, don't know about that one. Jess says, morning, get ready, Jess. Jimmy James says, English fans are very polite and humble losers. That Bairstow stumping is unequivocal proof of that. Yeah, they're still going on about it. They still go on about that. Incredible. Absolutely incredible there, man. They do still talk about that.
Be careful, don't call England a shithole. Correct, Tiger Hood. And my best advice to you, mate, is to stop going on about something that you clearly are aware you got timed out for yesterday. I don't understand what you're not comprehending about this. When something gets called out on you, don't continue on with it because it won't lead to a good thing for you here on the channel. That's what I'm going to say here, man. Like, what are we doing? Luke Hobday says this is a cracking game. Amazing game in the first half. You threading thin ice here, Tiger Hood. You're threading thin ice here, my man. Like, I've given you plenty of warnings here, bro. Like, you're continuously going on about things that you obviously know is not a good path for you here. Bellingham, massive. How good's Bellingham been? You know, Bellingham's got those 2 goals, but also Jordan Pickford's been the guy, short line. Jordan Pickford's been the guy. He's been the guy. Peter asks, do you think cricket and football have a lot more sledging than other sports? I would say cricket is probably the biggest and most sledging, to be fair. I would say that cricket's probably got the most sledging of any sport. Yeah. Second half is about to start here. Second half is about to start. Mexico walking back out in the field, down 2-1. Amazing first half, though. I would argue that cricket's got way more sledging than football. It's just football's got more... Well, they don't have more fans, really. Oh, they do. International football does, but... Like, India and Pakistan have large populations, right? Okay. All right, mate. So, there we go. That's... Because you know what you're doing there, bro. So, I'm going to time you out for 10 minutes. It's not going to be for 5. Tiger Hood, this is your last chance, bro. It's your last chance. As you can obviously see, the vibes are pretty good right now. We're all having a great time, and you're going to reference calling England a shithole that we obviously went back at you for yesterday. That's why you're getting timed out. If you do it again, and if you try to get the reaction again, you will be hidden from the channel. This is the last warning, Tiger Wood. It's the last one, bro. If you don't want to be, if you don't enjoy the content, if you don't enjoy being amongst here with the people, I'm going to defend England here, and I'm going to defend other countries too. If you're going to call it a shithole, and if you're going to continuously try to get the reaction out of it, we're just going to hide you from the channel, man. If that doesn't matter to you, then fine. You don't need to be here. You can enjoy the stream as much as you want. We appreciate for everybody who watches the games, but if you're here to get a reaction, you will be hidden from the channel. It's as simple as that. Carl says, Pickford's job is not done yet. He'll need to make 3 or 4 saves. We want to win. Absolutely. You know, this second half is going to be absolutely huge. Yeah, Mexico's going to come home strong. They're at home. They're going to have the crowd behind them. They're only down by 1 goal now. They know they can score. England also know they can score, but also England were outplayed for a dead set good 48 minutes of that first 50 minutes in that first half. It's just the 2 minutes where Jude Bellingham just went bang, bang. You know, really turned it around, but Mexico were the better team in the first half, so there's going to be a long way to go here. I could still see Harry Kane getting onto the score sheet, and yeah, we'll see. Oh, Brenton, amazing game, bro. It's probably the game of the World Cup right now. Brenton, it's probably the game of the World Cup. It was 35 minutes of Mexico domination into England scoring 2 goals in 2 minutes through Jude Bellingham in the 35th and the 37th, and then we're thinking, okay, England might just bloody go on with this. And then Mexico scoring the 41st minute. They had like amazing saves from Jordan Pickford from England. They could have easily gone from down 2-0 at the 37th minute mark. They could have gone back to 3-2 in the space of by half time. That's how crazy this game's been. It's an absolute cracker right now. It's an absolute cracker. Chuck says, hope Mexico wins. See it, hydration break. Hydration break. All right, England out in the field here now. Yeah, thumbs up button, subscribe. Second half, here we go. Whoever wins this game will play against the Norwegians. Erling Haaland. So Montez, Cesar Montez comes off here for Mexico. They put on Alvarez, so they're going more attacking. Ooh, that's good to see. So Mexico have decided to go more on the attack. Maybe they're pretty upset that Montez didn't put that goal. Oh, I know which one now you're talking about with Jude Bellingham saving that goal. Okay, now I get what you mean now. It was the Montez one where the ball bounced in front of him, and then he has the goal at his feet, and Jude Bellingham comes in and blocks it. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, Jude Bellingham's been good. Honestly, Bellingham will win man of the match here if England win. However, like you can't hide away from how good Jordan Pickford's been. So I think Mikel Oyarzabala's a good player. Oyarzabala's a good player. Spain haven't been too impressive in this World Cup, but Oyarzabala's a fantastic player. I thought he was going to be top goal scorer in this World Cup, pre-World Cup. But it's just,
same old. Little Messi, beautiful. Kylian Mbappe, beautiful. Erling Haaland. Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland, and Little Messi are all on 7 goals apiece. We need to punish them on the break. Absolutely, because Mexico are going to be the ones attacking in the second half. Which team are we supporting now that Aussies are out? I'm not really necessarily supporting anybody. I would say that I would love Norway to do it, though. I'm obviously a big Erling Haaland fan, and I would love the Norwegians, who are a massive shock to even be where they are now. But I would love to see Norway do it. So I think, I'll definitely be getting behind Norway, and I could see them beating either of these two teams right now. I could see it. I don't know if they do. I think they would beat Mexico. Oh, that'll be a good game, actually. I don't know. And England, Erling Haaland could score a couple against them. He could. Colombia should beat Switzerland for mine, but that'll be a tight game. Switzerland were pretty poor pre-World Cup into the first game, and then since that first game, they've been very good. So Mexico with this ball playing around really dodgily at the back, but it will be a free kick to them. Could get a Norway-Argentina semi-final. Well, Argentina weren't that impressive against Cape Verde. They still scored a couple of goals. Argentina should run through Egypt, though, and I will hate watch the living shit out of that. I will. It's amazing to me the Egyptians coming out and saying Australia played poor football, bland football, and that Egypt deserved the win. It's because we played really negative tactics. Hey, man, for 80 minutes of the game, you had 1 shot on target and 3 on total, whilst we had 7 for 3 shots on target or 4 shots on target or whatever it was. We were the better team in the first 80 to 85. It's just the last 5 minutes that we completely fell away there, and Egypt, who couldn't score, were putting shots on, and they were dominating that last 5 minutes. But it's amazing to me. We had the more possession in the game too, and we had shots. We had the ball in their attacking half more often than not. How the fuck are you saying we parked the bus? People don't understand what park the bus means. They don't understand it. So I will hate watch the living shit out of that Egypt Argentina game. I will enjoy Mexico out for a shot. It'll be blocked away. Sean Newer says the penalty shoot in the Gulf of Mexico for entertainment purposes only. I'd just love to see this go down the wire, and the stadium would lift off if Mexico scored a goal. Hoping for a Harry Kane goal today. Would love to see Argentina and Norway final, or Argentina and Portugal. Argentina and Norway can't be in the final. Argentina and Portugal could be a final, but I don't see Portugal getting past Spain later on today. Been impressed with how well Cape Verde did in this tournament. They exceeded expectations. Yeah, absolutely. England! Oh, straight across goal. Straight across goal, and Bukayo Saka. That's going to be a free... No, it's not going to be a free kick. It's going to be a throw-in here to England. I'll hate watch Egypt too. They go back to rugby chance. Yeah, no, it will be a very successful hate watch them playing Argentina. They're not beating Argentina, bro. They're not beating Argentina. Kwanzaa, he'll throw this ball in. And England's going to come out to the edge of the box! Off the post! Off the post. I thought that was going to be in. So close for England to take a 3-1 lead. And then Mexico will head this ball away. Good to see England not going into negative tactics here. Jess says, what's your take on the red card issue for the... I ripped into it before, man. It's clear corruption. It's blatant corruption from FIFA. It is blatant corruption. I'm not going to go too deep into it now because we already spoke about it earlier on the stream, but it's blatant corruption. We have all known FIFA is corrupt for a long time now, but open corruption like that is just outrageous. Was that Declan Rice with the shot? Was it Islanders? He needs to get that because he's not going to take too many of those shots. England with the ball. Mark Gahey. 50 minutes gone here, folks. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Still 2-1 England. Anthony Gordon puts it into the box, and Mexico should be able to get this one away. No, O'Reilly. Oh, you brought in Nico O'Reilly. Okay. Yeah, England right now are looking... I think they realise that Mexico are going to come hard, so they want to keep the ball, and they want to... I think they know they need another goal here. I think they know. Do England need to park the bus? Bro. Can we ban the terminology of park the bus here on the channel, please? I don't know why I'm asking, but
I'm getting this close to banning the terminology "park the bus" from this channel, man. I'm getting this close. No, mate. England should not be parking the bus right now. No, that's why they're not parking the bus. Jude Bellingham through here. Jude Bellingham through. Jude Bellingham in the box. Great defense in Mexico. Jude's having an amazing game here, Chaz. Amazing game. 2 goals. Saved a goal. And that was a great run from him just then. Yeah, we'll keep the Rugby League chat mainly for the Rugby League stream, JTZ, but you're right, Manly were awful yesterday. They were awful yesterday. Build the wall is a more acceptable term. Yeah, in American World Cup, sure. Joppe, to give you a probably better understanding, if it gets to the 70th minute and it's still 2-1, or the 75th minute still 2-1, yes, you parked a bus then. Good ball across here for England. Anthony Gordon, he's got some space on him. He's got some speed on him. The Anthony Gordon, the machine himself, steps inside. That's a free kick. That's a free kick. That is a free kick, Mundos. What's happening here? Referee has... What happened here? A little bit of a biffo, is there? What's happening? The bench didn't agree with the tackle or something. Javier Aguirre doesn't seem like he's too upset. So what's happening here? Okay, that's a pretty rough tackle. He does get the ball, but that's a pretty rough tackle. I can see why they'd get upset. I can see why you'd be upset. VAR might get involved here. Oh, dude, this might be a red card. This might be red card. That boot, it's a high stud. It's a red card here. Guys, this is an England red card. This is a red card here for England. Oh, dude, yeah, I just saw that last angle, and it was direct studs into the upper leg. Oh, yeah, he's gone. He's 100% gone. He's got the ball, but he's also high studs direct into the leg. That's 1,000,000% a red card. That's a nasty challenge, bro. You deserve to be off. Nah, 100%. That's a red there, bro. Oh, gosh, England, you're going to be nervous for the next 38 minutes. Surely, you can't argue anything else. You have to call that a red. It's a bad challenge. Red card. Yep. Oh, man, that's such a big call. That's the correct call, too. Oh, no, Quansah is gone. Gerald Quansah will be red carded for England. And it's going to be 37 minutes with Mexico being a man up. And it's the correct call. Get Trump to revoke. Hey, well, if England qualify, I'm sure we should be seeing him in the next round. Hey, FIFA, if England qualify, there's no way that Gerald Quansah can't play in the next game against Norway, correct? 100% deserves that red there, Jess. That was a bad tackle. That is a bad tackle. Jasmine says, so they are down to 10 players. Yes, so that means that England will not have any... They will have 10 players for the rest of this game. Yes. They will have 10 players for this rest of this game. You can tell that Quansah is really upset with himself. What was he thinking? No, it's crazy. But it's okay, Jarrell, because if England qualify, you get to play in the game against Norway. Because apparently FIFA has set an expectation now and a precedent that if you get a red card and you break a player's legs, it's okay. Like if you get a red card from killing someone on the field, you can play next week. It's all right. Mexico with the free kick in the box. Oh my gosh, that would have been England out of the tournament if they scored a goal off of that free kick. And now Harry Kane's down here. Oh, damn, Gallardo. This is getting spicy. Gallardo has just screamed into Harry Kane's ears here. This has started up. This is a fight up. TD says, I guess he can't go for the ball. What are you talking about, bro? It's a high stud directly into his upper leg. Are you trying to suggest that wasn't a red card? It's a foul. It's a free kick here to England. There's nothing more than that, though. Teddy Tyrex, please tell me you're not trying to suggest that this open studs directly into the leg, despite getting the ball, because he got the ball, despite getting the ball, is not a red card. It's a blatant red card. Ben says, bad call. Okay, whatever. What's a bad call?
What's a bad call? What's a bad call? There's nobody seriously arguing that's not a red card. That is the most red card of red cards that ever got a red card. What are we talking about? It's a blatant red card. What do you mean bad call? It's direct studs. I'm saying he went for the ball but slipped up saying it's unfortunate. Oh, 100% TD. Yeah, okay, fair. Yeah, that's correct. But what do you mean bad call? Not you, TD Torres. What do you mean, Benjamin, bad call? That's about as red as you're ever going to get. So Mexico now with the ball. Luckily, England have that extra goal. This is going to be spicy. Easy red studs. Oh my gosh, so easy. That's why it took him 2 seconds to go to the VAR and check and just say red card immediately. No, you're right, TD. So John Stones is ready to come on. Johnny Stones. Quinones. No, that'll be a goal kick. Johnny Stones. Johnny Stones. 56 minutes gone. Goal kick coming up here for England. But they are going to take Bukayo Saka off and they're going to put Johnny Stones on. Johnny Stones. I would believe yes. I think Ash Klein. Yeah, I would suggest to park the bus now. You are down a man. You have to park the bus now. You're up 2-1. You've got 34 minutes to survive here. You go to extra time, then Mexico will win this game. I think you do. So now park the bus has been unbanned from the terminology of this channel. But I think you do. But with that being said, you've still got to try and hit on the counter. But this is an intention right now. You've seen that Johnny Stones has come on. They need another backline player to take it off an attacker in Saka. Saka obviously provided the assist for the Jude Bellingham goal. Is that a penalty? It's a penalty, England! It's a penalty, England! Oh my gosh, this game's crazy, bro. This game is crazy, man. This is a penalty, England. Tatala says it'll be a miracle if England win. Before the penalty, it's not even necessarily that. It's a penalty, England. Raul Rangel will give away the penalty here. He was Anthony Gordon. That's a great ball from Harry Kane, and that is definitely a penalty. Anthony Gordon, just make sure. Yep, clear. There's no doubt about that being a penalty. This game is crazy, bro. This is going to end up being the best game of the World Cup because I'm sure Mexico will score again and it might end up 3-2, might be 3-3. Let's see. If Harry Kane misses this, it'll just tell you how crazy this is. Now, I thought Kane was onside. I did originally think that there was potentially a chance of an offside, but I think Harry Kane was onside when the ball was put in. This is an English penalty here, Tim. This would be massive, massive breathing space. $58 minutes gone here. This has had everything, this game. It's had everything. Oh, no. Is he offside, is he? What do you mean, oh, no, Kane Serpent? So Harry Kane's taken... because Harry Kane's taken a penalty. All right. Harry Kane take the penalty. Last 5 penalties for club and country. He's got 4 of his last 5. All right, let's see. Harry Kane. In Qatar, he missed a penalty, didn't he? Just as I can't watch, tell me when it's over. You'll hear it. So Raul Rangel up against Harry Kane here. This is a massive, massive breathing space between the two teams, especially with England having a red card. Massive. Harry Kane steps back. There's a lot of pressure on his shoulders right now, but this, come with the man, come with the moment. This is what Harry Kane does. He got you here through Congo, and this time, can he make it a 3-1 lead? He will go! 3-1 England. Harry Kane smacks it into the back of the net. And that's big breathing space. 3-1 Harry Kane will put it into the back of the net. And there is still 30 minutes to go here, folks. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. 3-1 a score. Harry Kane, that's what he does. He knows how to score goals. He knows how to do a job for you, son. No, it's not good night, Mexico, Hans fan. What are you talking about, bro? There's 30 minutes to go here. They've still got a red card here, England, and Mexico still only need 2 goals. If it was 3 goals, it's game over. If this was like 3-0, it would have been game over. But it's 3-1. There is still a long way to go in this game. Yeah, far from over. Far from over, Serpent. If this was 3-1 and they didn't have that red card, I'd say good night. But it's far from done. Max says, why would commentary say that surely seals the deal for England with 30 minutes left and a man down? I'm listening to the English commentary here and they're not saying that, so I don't know. You must be listening to the Australian commentary. That's completely incorrect and it shows their knowledge. It shows their knowledge if they've just said surely. Like, Mexico will just bring on all-out attack now. But that shows whoever the commentator is there shows their knowledge because this is nowhere close to being done yet. Do England play the bus now? 100%, Jimmy. 100% up 3-1. Red card. 29 minutes to go. 1,000,000%. That was never almost saved, Hans fan. Never. Too powerful from Harry Kane. Right in the back of the net. He did dive the right way, though, the keeper. The keeper dived the right way, but just way too powerful. It's a good pen from Harry Kane. Carl says, I'd take Rice off now on a yellow. Can't afford to lose another player. Yeah, I would agree with that one. He's been on a yellow since the first minute of the game. Tiger says, go England. Nice that you learnt. Jess says, park the bus, defend. You have to. Johnny Stones. Johnny Stones. Johnny Stones. 28 minutes. Sport Action says Jude Bellingham, you could make the argument that has been England's best player. Jude Bellingham and Jordan Pickford. I would go back to Jude Bellingham, but Jordan Pickford's been incredible so far as well. Like, just incredible. Jordan Pickford, they could have easily been down 2-0 before they even scored their first goal. That's going to be a corner here. No, it's not. Throwing. Johnny Stones. Johnny Stones. He was the one who blocked that. Now go. Whips it in. Pickford punches it away. Oh, a bit of a risky punch there. But at least he got to it. Mexico put the ball in the box. And that's going to be into the box again still. And Pickford save. I don't even think you can make the argument. Like, it's just simply between... It's just simply between Jude Bellingham and Pickford, but you've got to go with Bellingham. Pickford's having the game of his life. Amazing game. Especially considering, people complain about the size of his arms and his length. He's spoken about that he has T-Rex sized arms. This is true, by the way. I'm not taking a piss. I'm saying what people call him. Anthony Gordon has been a problem here for Mexico. Anthony Gordon has been a problem, but he will get stolen the ball in the attacking area. He's kicked 4 goals and heaps of assists to Bellingham. Oh, sorry. You're saying the tournament. England's best player of the tournament. Oh, Bellingham, yes. Yes, for the tournament. I thought you were talking about today. In terms of the tournament, Bellingham is definitely the... Oh, like Harry Kane's there too. But yeah, you'd go Bellingham. You'd definitely go Bellingham. Who would you swap Rice out for? I'm assuming Jordan Henderson. I wouldn't be taking off Jordan Rice. I wouldn't be taking off a defensive mid right now. I think there's more priorities to be looking at than taking off Declan Rice as we speak within the box, and that's going to be a corner here for Mexico. A corner here for Mexico. Right now, you're seriously looking at bringing on... Oh, like they may even consider a Reece James at some point. They may. They might bring on a Dan Burn. They're only thinking defensively right now. They wouldn't bring on any attackers. There's no way Ivan Toney gets on the field or Ebrahim Chieze. No way. In the box. Taken away here for Mexico. Yes, it's whoever wins this game is against Norway, Jess. Whoever wins this goes to play Erling Haaland. Haaland. He's a Blue just like his dad. Now he's at the Etihad. Haaland. Hey! Oh, Mexico! Outside the box. And now it's in. Maybe a penalty here. Potential shout for a penalty. Everyone's appealing for it, but the referee hasn't called it. That's going to be a free kick. Watch the VAR here. There might be a chance of a penalty inside the box. The ref has been calm today. I've loved this ref. A yellow card is a warning, Jasmine, but if you get 2 yellow cards, you're sent off with a red. It's definitely a free kick there. Oh, I don't think that's a pen. A-League ref right there. Is this an A-League ref, is it? He's actually good, man. I think he's been really solid here today. I think he's been super calm and composed, and I think that he's been very, very good. Is he actually an A-League ref? That's cool to know that. Is he typically good in the A-League as well? Oh, they are going to go to penalty here. Oh, they're going to say this is a penalty against Harry Kane. He's come up through the legs. They're going to say this is a penalty. They're going to say because Harry Kane's come up through the legs that this is probably going to be a penalty here. Raul Jimenez will get it. Yeah, because he hasn't touched the ball. He actually only has hit his leg. He actually hasn't touched the ball here, Harry Kane. He's only hitting his leg. But I don't think that's a penalty, though. But also, he is only hitting his leg. I don't know if that's a penalty, but he's not hitting the ball there, and he does contact the leg. I think they're going to call pen here. I don't know. He's shaking his head, though, the referee. Here we go. What's he going to call here? It's a crazy game, Jess. Massive, crazy game. Here we go. What's he going to call? Penalty. It's a penalty. Wow, this game is insane, bro. This game is insane. This is the game of the World Cup for sure. It is a penalty. Harry Kane has come up and kicked the leg. He has not contacted the ball. I think it's a little bit debatable, but I can understand why it's a penalty. You could argue both sides of it here, but it's a penalty. This is a penalty because he hasn't touched the ball at all, and it would have. I don't know if it would have been brought down there for Mexico, but it is a foul. You just hate seeing that as a penalty, but it is a foul, so it is technically the right call. If this wasn't Mexico and any other team, the ref wouldn't be so quick for red check, penalty check, etc. This has been a really, really good game. So penalty Mexico. Let's see if Jordan Pickford... I wouldn't say Pickford's technically a massive... How good is he? A Harry Kane yellow card, by the way. I wouldn't say Pickford's known for his penalty shot stopping. Is he? He's too small, really. Surely he's too small here. Let's see what Raul Jimenez does. Doing anything to help Mexico? No, it's probably a penalty. Like, he hasn't touched the ball. He hasn't contacted the ball. And the red card was blatantly a red card. Like, what are we arguing here? Raul Jimenez. He will... Goal! Raul Jimenez, and it's 3-2. 22 minutes to go here. This game is nuts, bro. This game is nuts. Raul Jimenez will score a goal. It's 3-2 England. This is the best game of the World Cup. This is the best game of the World Cup. It is actually insane right now. It is insane. But, like, what are we arguing? It probably is, but saying the ref is very cooperative to Mexico. But what are you arguing here? Are you saying it's the wrong call? Because if you're saying it's the wrong call, then your argument makes sense. But if you're saying that it probably is, well, then how can you be upset at the referee? Harry Kane has come up with his leg underneath the ball, has not touched the ball, has only hit the leg of the Mexican player. The Mexican player has then gone down inside the box. The Mexican player was the one who touched the ball. How are you complaining about the referee when he has clearly made the right call in regards to the red card? That is a guaranteed, flat out, just straight up red card. England with the ball in the box here. And now Mexico will clear it away. It's a flat out red card. But what are you disagreeing with? Like, what are you actually disagreeing with? Brenton says this game might be just as good as Knights versus Tigers last week. Brenton, I love you. You're getting a 1 minute timeout. You've ruined the mood. You've ruined the mood here. That's a 1 minute timeout. That's a 1 minute timeout. Just a 1 minute. Just a 1 minute. But you earned that. You earned that really well. 20 minutes to go here. 70 minutes gone. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. This is an incredible game. I think Cape Verde versus Argentina was more entertaining. No, I think this game has been more entertaining. Like, Cape Verde versus Argentina was great. And that was the goal of the tournament from Cape Verde as well. But this one has just so much more more context applied for mine. It just does. It just does. There's just so much here. 20 minutes to go here. Hit that like button and subscribe. If we're talking about 490, it's this one. Yeah, because the extra time still to come here, potentially. Carl says, right, I'm going to bed. There's no way you could go to bed. There's no way you go to bed right now, Carl. Actually, it's... Oh, there's a yellow card here for Mexico. Jorge Sanchez is getting a yellow card for claiming he's been struck by O'Reilly. Jorge Sanchez. Wow. Someone says, imagine seeing Mexico versus Norway to the semis pre-tournament. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But right now, it still would be England versus Norway. Absolutely was right goal, and I'm tipping England going for them. That was unnecessary by Kane. England are already a man down and don't need extra pressure or gifting goal opportunities for opposition. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, Nick O'Reilly will get a yellow card as well. Why is O'Reilly getting a yellow card? By the way, it's a hydration break here, guys. Why is O'Reilly receiving a yellow card if you're booking Jorge Sanchez for a dive, essentially? Mexican player claiming an elbow. Yeah, so he's claimed an elbow there, and then the referee has then proceeded to book Jorge Sanchez because he's saying that it didn't happen. But yet Nick O'Reilly is the one that he's suggesting did elbow him, and he's received a yellow card. So what's Nick O'Reilly received the yellow card for if Jorge Sanchez has been told that he's dived for it? Like, why is there two yellow cards here? If Jorge Sanchez is dived and there hasn't been an elbow, well, then yellow card him. But if it has happened, why are you yellow carding him and like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know why the commentary said England were through at 3-1. No, it's stupid. I'm listening to it on the English commentary. I get to listen to my man, Joe Hart. Love Joey Hart. Joey Hart is one of our own. Love Joey Hart. He got done a little bit dirty by Man City, unfortunately. But Pep just didn't believe in him. You know, he's all class, he's all respect, Joey Hart. But I'm listening to the English commentary. Whoever has said that England were through when they went up 3-1 with a red card is ridiculous commentary, and they should not hold that position on mainstream media. I don't know who it was. I'm not watching that. But I've heard a couple of people now say this in Australia from the Australian stream. Whoever is saying that does not watch football anywhere near enough to be hosting a footballing program. My apologies. I'm calling Trump to revoke my ref card next game. Fair enough. Buddy, I tell you what, that Balogun red card being a red card and him being allowed to play next game is outrageous against Belgium. The official World FIFA feed said that. That's outrageous. It was probably Blocker. I got the American commentators. Yeah, I'm listening to the English feed. I got the English feed here. Peter Drury. But yeah, Peter Drury is the best commentator. I love him. Mexico win 4-3 in extra time. That would be one of the great World Cup games of all time if that happened. That would be one of the greatest World Cup games. Actually, no, that'd be one of the greatest World Cup games of all time if that happened. Nick O'Reilly with that yellow card. Could you imagine Blocker with all the names? Dude, I struggle with names across the world when we do our streams, let alone him. Dan Burn comes on. Remember I said Dan Burn could be coming on. Maybe Reece James. They're bringing on another defender here. Dan Burn's still Newcastle, eh? Dan Burn's still Newcastle? Yeah, Newcastle. Elliot Anderson has come off here. They both just got a yellow card, Jess. This is why I'm questioning. So Elliot Anderson and Nick O'Reilly will come off here for England. And it will be Dan Burn and Jed Spence who come on, so two defenders. What was I saying? Yeah, that's why it's so confusing. So you've said that Jorge Sanchez is claiming an elbow when he didn't receive an elbow, so he's got a yellow card. Well, then why is Nico O'Reilly getting a yellow card? Because that's suggesting that he did elbow him or there was something there for the yellow card. It's so weird. Hell yeah, he is. Hell yeah, Blake. So 75 minutes gone here. Mexico will push forward. We're back underway. Hard to beat the 22 final. That's why I said one of. It's not going to be the greatest, but it will be one of the all-time World Cup games. But yeah, 2022 World Cup final is always going to go down as the best until proven otherwise. But It was an amazing game, that. If anyone here missed the World Cup final in 2022, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Good subs, more defensive. Well, of course, England are going to be ultra defensive. They are park the bus. There you go, guys. This is going to be officially an England park the bus job for this next 15 minutes. And it's the correct decision as well. Tony says, James Fieldman and Andrew Hinchcliffe are the commentators who said that. Oh, it's just ridiculous. Oh my gosh, Pickford. That was a mistake there from the bag. Why? Who was that who hit that ball away from Pickford? It was an easy ball for Pickford to get. I can only imagine how both teams are feeling right now at this game. I'll just ask the fans here in this chat. You got Carl, you got Jess, you got a couple of Englishmen here. And they'll clear this one away here, England. And that's going to come in. Yeah, look, they are very much part of us right now. There is not a single player within Kui. But you can't take Harry Kane off, by the way, because as Tony Popovich finds out, you need attackers on the field for extra time and for penalties. Okay, Tony Popovich, Muppet. Clown. They whip this ball inside. Why is he going for a bicycle from outside the box, essentially? It was Dan Burn. It's silly from Dan Burn. Jonathan says, in the last final, I fell asleep before both Argentina goals, woke up half-time, fell asleep before both French goals, woke up at extra time, fell asleep, and woke up just before penalties. I was filthy. Yeah, that's crazy. Mexico will try to get this ball in. It'll be blocked from England. They whip this ball across here. Konsa heads it away. Back to Mexico, though. Quinones. No, Quinones gets it across. Alvarez. They put this ball across. Gutierrez. In the box. Mexico. That's going to be blocked away. Good luck. This is going to be tough to get through here. Mexico headed outside. Now come back out for Mexico. Dan Burn, good header. Good header. Crowd so loud the camera's shaking. The crowd is very, very loud right now. Pendejo, come on. Pendejo. 13 minutes left. 13 minutes left. Gallardo. Mexico inside. Headed for a corner. Corner Mexico. Jed Spence has to header it away for a corner. Oh boy. Now, will Trump call FIFA about this England red card? Well, it shouldn't need to be because they should be allowed to just play. He should just be allowed to play. You can't tell me he can't. Why would he not be allowed to? Jorge Sanchez will come off here for Mexico. And Fidalgo will come on. So they are going all out attack here, Mexico. They're taking off defenders. They're putting on strikers and attacking players. Whilst England, they're taking off of attacking players and they're putting on defenders. I'm a Queenslander, Shavina. So Mexico whip it in. Oh, Pickford just gets a touch to that. It's going to be a corner. Another corner coming up here for Mexico. Another corner. England probably won't get past halfway really now. They're not even going to look to counter. They're just going to look to block, kick it away. They don't need to counter. This is going to be very intense next 11 minutes if you're English or Mexican, or just in general. Corner again. And if you've got corners as a bet, you're going to win it. Because we're getting lots of corners now. Yeah, the only goals that that Mexico have conceded this tournament have been this game, yeah. If Mexico score, I don't think England will have the legs at extra time with only 10. If Mexico score, I think they'll qualify, yeah. If they make it 3-3, I think Mexico go through. So England need to defend with their lives this next 10 minutes. Oh my gosh, that was an incredible chance there for Mexico to score. It's going to be a free kick here to England. 10 minutes to go here of this game, folks. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. That's actually a relative free header there that he should have put away. He should have put that away. Devin says this would be such an England way to lose. It would be. No, the England way to lose would be to lose in penalties here. Penalties would be the England way to lose, man. I think 17 minutes left with extra time. Yeah, they'll be a good 7 to potentially 10. No, I think there's probably about a good 10 minutes. There's probably 20 minutes left here because you've got the red card. You've got the yellow card situation as before. You've had, plenty of time stop. I reckon there's probably a good 10 minutes at a time. Alvarado puts it in and then cleared away here for England. And Martinez is about to come on here. So Quinones is coming off. Damn, they're taking Quinones off of Martinez. That's their last substitute as well, Mexico. If this game evens up, would England want it to go to penalties? England never wanted to go to penalties, man. England and penalties is like Tigers and top 8 finalists. 80 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go. 80 minutes gone. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe. Mexico with this ball in the attacking area. They whip this ball in. Over the top of the bar. Over the top of the bar. Trust me, Brenton, don't let the chat fool you from the other day if you were here during the penalties. People saying they want penalties. They don't. They've either got no emotional investment behind the game or they don't understand football, because penalties is awesome to win, but it's the worst thing to go through. Penalties are by far the worst part of football in terms of the nerves. Penalties are a complete 50-50. It's not about skill. It's not about technique. It's just about mind games, essentially. And Australia failed, obviously, massively at that. But you don't ever want to go to penalties when it comes to football. Sure, it's exciting for the neutral and exciting for the casual, but if you are a fan of a team, you don't want it anywhere close to penalties. Pickford will grab the ball. Yeah, penalties are great entertainment for the neutral. They're not great entertainment for people who are actually involved. We still don't want penalties. We won't have the legs for another 30 minutes. That, Jess, and also that England have an awful track record when it comes to penalties. So 82 minutes gone here. Rock says, Viva la Mexico! Go Mexico! It's 3-2 England with 7.5 minutes left of regulation. There probably is going to be about 10 minutes added on, though. And on the box! Mexico! It's cleared away from England. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. What a game this has been, though. Chase, I'm so glad I missed the Australia game. It was heartbreaking, bro. Should have won that. We're a better team. Mexico, that's going to be a corner. Is it a corner? Yep. Shavina says I got England quarters my multi. Shavina, that's not happening. That won't be happening. It is a goal kick. They will call this as a goal kick. It won't be a corner. I forgot that there is still 30 minutes before pens if it goes finish in regular time. Yeah, there is. But again, Mexico need to score a goal in the next 7 to 20 minutes for us to go to extra time. Right now, they're still down 3-2, but we all know football, late drama happens a lot. Late drama's happened a ridiculous amount at this World Cup too, mind you. This World Cup has had a lot of very late drama. Just ask Norway. You know, they were almost going out, and then they scored 2 goals late to go through. Not today against Brazil, but the round of 32 match. Against, I think it was Ghana, was it? Was it Ghana? Hold on. Who was the team they beat? Oh, Ivory Coast, that's right, yeah. They were down 1-0. Oh, no, sorry, it was 1-1. Erling Haaland scored. What was the game? There was a game that happened, and there's been so many that have just turned around on a dime. It was Belgium. Belgium's the one. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Belgium. They were going out to Senegal and then scored 2 goals late. Senegal were up 2-0 in the game. And then with 4 minutes to go, Romelu Lukaku scored. And then Yuri Tielemans scored in the 89th minute. And then that was 2-2, went to extra time. And then Yuri Tielemans scored a penalty in the 120th plus 5 minutes. He got a penalty, 120 plus 5. That's going to become way here for the goalkeeper. That's how many. That was late drama in the regulation and also in extra time. Belgium should beat the USA, but then again, it's obviously rigged and corrupted, bro. It's obviously rigged and corrupted because you can't tell me that Balogun should be playing that game. Alvarado in the box. England get away. More Mexico appeals here for a penalty. I don't think so.
But there is a lot of penalty appeals. So we come wait for Raul Rangel here. 5 minutes to go here for regulation. Oh, no. Oh, I thought the referee was about to blow the whistle to look at VAR. So Mexico with the ball in the attack and third. They whip this ball out to Gallardo. There's got to be at least 10 minutes, especially with the red card. Oh! Punched away from Pickford. Commanding the penalty area. Mexico with the ball. 4 minutes left here. Yeah, no, the VAR's cleared it. Alvarado. Lira in the box. And Raul Jimenez could not get it, and that's going to be offside here against Mexico, so England will get the ball. England will have a free kick. Yeah, no, there's no penalty there. To be fair, he's grabbing at his body and pulling him down. But I don't think it's a penalty. Ref's been good. I've loved this ref here today, Funny Cat Vince. Apparently he's a A-League ref. Justin Sunder was telling us before. Apparently this ref is an A-League ref. For those who don't know what the A-League is the domestic league in Australia and New Zealand. Pickford, you are a king today. Pickford's been incredible. Bellingham will get man of the match, but Jordan Pickford, honestly, I'd say that he should be. All three refs are Aussies. That's awesome. So is he actually Australian or is he just an A-League ref? Because he's been very good today. He's been composed. He has not let the game take over his decision-making. He has made his decisions based off of what he's seen. He's allowed the VAR to implement itself when it's needed to. He's made his calls when he's needed to. And he's been very stern with his... He's been very ignoring of a lot of the random complaints that footballing obviously brings. I think he's actually Aussie. Iranian-born Aussie, fair enough. 3 minutes to go here. Alvarado. What a game this is, though. Jed Spence all over Alvarado right now. But he gets that ball. Okay, here's Mexican chance. Here's a Mexican chance. We all know what football brings. There will be one red-hot chance that Mexico will get before the end of the game. And they have to put it away. You will see them get one guaranteed chance. Here's a chance for a big shot from outside. But it will be stopped there from Bellingham. And they're going to say no free kick there to Harry Kane. So still Mexico ball. They whip this ball out of the left-hand wing. It will come at some stage. Just depends on how big of a chance it is. Gay, he heads that ball away. Good defense. Funny Cat Vince's fair calls by the refs. They said Australian ref earlier. He has a strong accent, but that means nothing. 2 minutes left here of regulation. Rox says, I'm Aussie, but for this game, I'm going for Mexico. Saved by Pickford. Straight to the keeper, though. Straight to the keeper. Sport Action says, that's in FIFA expanding the World Cup to even more teams. I don't mind it after seeing Cape Verde and teams like Jamaica, Ireland, Italy not qualify. What's Jamaica got in a random shot there? Why has Jamaica and Ireland received... I get the Italy shot, but why has Jamaica and Ireland received a slap up? What's the problem with Jamaica and Ireland? Jamaica never make the World Cup. why has Jamaica and Ireland received a slap from you there, Sport Reactions? Have Jamaica ever made the World Cup? Bring back Russia. Oh boy, 1 minute left to regulation time. They're going to bring on Morgan Rogers for Kane. They're going all out. They're going all out. If you concede here, you are out. England, if you concede here, you are out. Taking off Harry Kane here is a huge call. That is a huge, huge call. You better not concede in this next 10 minutes. You better not. No, Russia will be too good. They're not great, bro. You better not concede in this next 10 minutes, England, because you will lose. You will lose taking off Harry Kane. You now have no striker for extra time if they do equalise. And that's going to hurt you in penalties too. Alvarado taken down there. It's a free kick. 11 minutes extra. I told you guys it'd be long. 90 minutes gone here, folks. 11 minutes of added time. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Thomas Tuchel, your job is on the line, dude. Your job is on the line with that Harry Kane substitution. You have put your balls down on the Damwell Park. You've gone all-out defense. Mexico with this ball in. Pickford drops it, but Pickford gets it. Why take Kane off? Because he's going all out here for this final 11. He's saying, you can't score against us. We're putting every defender on the planet known to man in the box. You can't score on us, so that means we don't need another goal, so Harry Kane can come off. Tuchel thinks he's Popovich. Yeah, he's learning from Popovich. But the difference is that England are leading 3-2. 15 attempts at goal, 5 on target for Mexico, 5 attempts at goal for 4 on target for England. Those stats are understanding when it's 0 a hero play. I sack him in the morning if they lose this game. If they lose this game from here, I sack him in the morning. I sack him before, as soon as that final whistle goes. If they concede and then they don't have somebody, they don't have Harry Kane, a striker, because that's their last substitution too, mind you. So now they don't have a striker for extra time if they do concede here. So Gallardo gets it back. I sack him in the morning, straight up. If they do concede, and then that's going to be a corner. That's going to be a corner here for Mexico. Corner for Mexico. Honestly, if I'm Mexico, I'd bring the keeper up now. It's their only choice to go out on defense. Yeah, why are you taking off Harry Kane, though? Especially considering only 1 goal means we go to extra time. 1 goal. If Mexico score a corner here, who do they go to for their goal-scoring threat? Pickford punches it away. Mexico with the ball outside the box. Sub Pickford and he's listening to Pop. They have no more substitutions left. They whip this ball in. Gutierrez, way too hard. It's going to be a goal kick for England. 9 minutes to go here of extra added time. There's no problem with the fact that they have to go all out on defense, Shavina, but the problem is that if they do concede a goal and it goes 3-3, they have no striker. They have nobody up front. They have potential penalties. They will be tied with a red card on this altitude in Mexico for extra time, and they won't have a pure goal scorer there. Sure, Bellingham has scored a couple of goals here, but at the end of the day, it's a huge risk for... I think that Harry Kane being there is fine. I know he was the one who gave away the penalty, but I think Harry Kane being on would have been still fine. Should have taken Gordon off instead of Kane. I agree with that, Carl. Yeah, that's a perfect example. Yeah, Anthony Gordon instead of Kane, 1,000,000%. Even though Anthony Gordon has created some problems for England today, Anthony Gordon over Kane is absolutely the right play. All right, England here. They're going to whip this ball over the top. That's actually on target. Wow, that was actually on target. That was their last substitution. 8 minutes to go here. Mexico. Done this right wing. Don't forget, guys, Spain versus Portugal tomorrow and USA versus Belgium. Oh, it's like they want people to hate them with their corruption, man. And that's awful from Gallardo. That's going to go for a goal kick. That was awful from Gallardo. They take off Kane because of his yellow card. Nah, because I don't think they're scared about him getting another yellow card. It was an unlucky yellow card, but no, I just think it's a decision there. They want to make sure they've got as much... Like, I feel like they've got Anthony Gordon more speed there is what they're probably thinking. So, I don't know, but Anthony Gordon would have been the play. And they'll go for a throw into Mexico. 7 minutes left here of additional minutes. Thomas Tuchel is losing his mind on the sideline right now. Mexico with the ball. Hold on. I'll reply to this in a second, TM. So 6 minutes to go here of the game. They're going to whip this ball across, and that's going to go for a goal kick. Okay, let me reply to this intelligent piece of information. Sack him with a question mark. You don't know much about knock football and the relative importance of defending a lead in a game of 2,250 meters. Okay, so we explained the altitude. We explained everything in terms of why this is a crazy decision if they concede a goal. If they don't concede a goal, there's no problems here. I don't think they're conceding a goal anyway, even with Harry Kane on the field.
The issue is that Thomas Tuchel has got a very negative mindset with England. So you can think that you're the most intelligent football fan on the planet, but the thing is that it's not all about you, man. So people are entitled to their opinions outside of yourself. I wouldn't actually care about it unless you obviously went for the insult route there. Obviously, I don't think that he gets sacked tomorrow. We are emotionally invested in a game right now in the 95th minute, 5 minutes into added time, and people are going to say things crazy like that. But nobody thinks that Thomas Tuchel is going to get sacked in the damn well morning, bro. Like, it's very obvious. But the thing that annoys me is people like yourself who believe that it's only your opinion that matters. And if somebody criticizes the decision to take off your only striker, if you concede to make this 3-3, you will be eliminated from this because you will have no striker. I don't think they concede, but it's not all about you here, TM. Other people are entitled to their opinions. So that's why we 1 second, Mexico take a shot and they will be cleared away from England. That's why I reply like this. Because there is absolutely going to be a wave of hate that comes for Thomas Tuchel, not from me, but from the English media and the English fans. If Mexico were to score a goal here, send it into extra time at 3-3, and then who the fuck scores for England? Who scores for England? Nobody, right? They don't have a striker, and that's going to suffer them in the penalty shootout as well. So just have an open mind to the opinion, right? Nobody genuinely is saying he's getting sacked in the morning, but it's a piece of criticism for how he's operating right now. TM getting the Tiger Hood treatment. Well, that's what's going to happen when you're going to come in here and try to be the big know-it-all in regards to, oh, well, he's not getting sacked in the morning. No shit, Sherlock, he's not getting sacked in the morning. Mexico's going to whip this ball out to the left-hand side. Like, no shit, Sherlock. They whip this ball inside. Mexico! Oh, over the bar. Over the bar. It's going to be 4 minutes left here of additional minutes. Sure, Jude has 2 goals, but he ain't the main one. He's not. He's been one of the most prolific goal scorers this tournament, but also that's because they've got Harry Kane on the field there. England deserve to go through this game here. But if Mexico were able to score here, and also, mind you, we've already given you another person that they could have taken him off for. Why wouldn't you take off Anthony Gordon? TM, you're the know-it-all of English football. You're the know-it-all of international football. So please, let us know amazing one. Let us know why he doesn't take off Anthony Gordon, but he takes off Harry Kane there, especially if Mexico scored an equaliser. That shot make the butt pucker a little, yeah, Benny. I get ya. 3 minutes to go here. That's going to be a throw-in here for England. They should get through here. They should just simply get through. Nobody is complaining about the fact that he's taking off players to put defenders on. We're talking and criticising about the player he took off. Yellow card here. Yellow card for Jordan Henderson. He's not even on the field right now. Jordan Henderson, not even on the field right now, has received a yellow card. And Mexico clear this one away, but it should be just to the English halfway point. Yep, the England get the ball back. England get the ball back. Like, the thing is that he's saying something obvious. Like, no shit, this is at altitude. No shit, they need defenders. The criticism is coming from who was the substitution. But he is the all-holy one. So Johan Vasquez is the one with the yellow card there. And Mexico, that's a corner. Corner here for Mexico. Corner coming for Mexico with 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go here. Benny says, even an under-6s coach would know not to take your only striker off when the oppo team has a chance to beat you. 100%, you still bring on a defender, but not for your only striker. Corner here for Mexico. 2 minutes left here. Mexico, they just need the one goal to make it 3-3. Plus, Mexico fully shut down for like 2 to 3 minutes when England scored 2 goals. If either team lose, they won't have anyone to blame but themselves. Yep, 100%. 100%, because Mexico were the better team in the first half. Outside of those 2 minutes! Oh, Pickford gets it. Pickford gets it. The butt was puckering then, Benny. You were nervous then. Minute and a half to go here to hold out. Yeah, Mexico definitely have themselves to blame. They have been... Besides that 2 minute period, I would argue they've been the better team in this game, even without that red card. Like, they've been the better team in the game. They just, the 2 minutes they went to sleep, England absolutely pillaged them. And then, obviously, Mexico gave away that penalty. And that's just been the proving point right now. Because, yeah, Belling with those 2 goals put them to 2-0. They scored a goal before half-time to make it 2-1. But then just couldn't go on with it and let it get to 3-1. And that was, that's obviously going to be just a little bit too much for them. But 1 minute to go here. About a time. That's going to be smacked up by England. Johnny Stones. Johnny Stones. And they whip this ball across here. Mexico with their last chance now. Their last chance. Fidalgo out to the right wing. Alvarado whips it in. Headed down. Cleared away from England. 30 seconds to go here. 30 seconds to go. Mexico need a miracle. They need a miracle right now. Eric Lira, I don't know who that English player who was down just then, but he's going to get back up and get back into line. Is he still down right now? Get up and get into the box, dude. Is that Bellingham? I don't know who it is, but get into the box, bro. Still at it here. 10 seconds left. Mexico with this ball to the right wing. Alvarado whips it in. Chance here. Oh! Oh, it's a corner. Oh my gosh, that was actually nearly a 3-3 goal. Oh my gosh, what a tackle from Johnny Stones. So corner of Mexico. This is their last chance. The Mexican keeper, Raul Rangel, is up. They put it up. They put it in. Headed away. In the box still. Oh! Oh, it's another corner. Oh my gosh, there's one last corner. This is actually so tense right now. This is actually so tense. This will be the last chance. This will be the very last chance of the game here. Raul Rangel for Mexico is up as well. Every single player is in the box for both teams. They whip it in. Pickford punches it away. That should be it. Should be it. England are through. England have qualified. That is... that was a game, lads. England are through to play Norway in the quarterfinals. Mexico, unfortunately, will not get through. Wow. Everyone says game of the World Cup. Benny says up the palm as well played Mexico, but hey, listen, Mexico got themselves to blame. England, obviously, they get there with Jude Bellingham just going bang, bang in the 35th and the 37th minute. They found a way to get through, and my gosh, what a game that was. Yeah, Norway versus England. So they know all about Erling Haaland. He does play in England for Manchester City, and that is going to be a massive, massive game later on this week as Norway take on England in the quarterfinals. Haaland versus Kane, yeah. Erling Haaland versus Kane. And then I think whoever wins plays Argentina well, if Argentina get through Egypt and then Argentina get through their next game. Yeah, I'm pretty certain. Jess with the £10 donation. Get on you, Jess. Appreciate you for supporting the channel. I love you. Thanks for getting me through that game. Appreciate you, Jess. Thank you very much for the donation. And it's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming. Football's coming home. Johnny Stones. Johnny Stones. They had to work for it. They had to absolutely damn well work for it. I'm disappointed that we didn't get a response from the all-know-it-all footballing fan that was TM. I was really disappointed. I was really looking forward to learning and having more knowledge in terms of football, and I really would have been excited to hear about it, but obviously he didn't want to have his say to try to belittle other people. But, you know, it is what it is. Shavan says, I reckon it's going to be France versus Argentina again. Argentina didn't look great against Cape Verde, but we'll see Argentina versus Egypt, not tonight, but tomorrow. Not this next group of games. Next group of games is Spain, Portugal, and USA versus Belgium, and then it's Argentina taking on Egypt. So we'll see them against Egypt. I just look forward to your next live game. Thanks as always, mate. Get around you, man. We'll. So what? Oh, that's at 3 a.m. tomorrow. That Spain versus Portugal game. So 3 a.m. for me. 2 a.m. Oh, I could do it. I'll definitely be live for USA, Belgium, Portugal, Spain. I should be live for. Should be. Whoever says free from desire. No. If Gary's going to golf instead of watching that game, shame on him. Oh, man. So disappointing if Gary missed that game. That was an incredible game to watch. Sam says at least you guys won, but we wanted it nearly England to go through. Like this is awesome at the moment. Portugal, Spain's at 5, right? 5 a.m. for you guys in Australia. Yeah, it'll be 2 a.m. for me, but 5 a.m. for you guys in Australia. 5 a.m. views. We've still got, Portugal, Spain, USA, Belgium, Argentina versus Egypt, and then Switzerland versus Colombia. I probably won't be live for Switzerland, Colombia, but I could definitely be live. I'll definitely be live for USA, Belgium, and Argentina, Egypt. Portugal, Spain is a worry, but just look and see with the stream that it is up. But all right, guys, I'm going to jump off it for now. I appreciate your support as per usual. Good work, England. You are through. You are through to the next game, and gee whiz, what a fantastic match that was. But you are through to play Norway in the next matchup. But thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya. Johnny Stones.